All right, guys. Y'all ready?
Come on.
Let's do it.
FASTLIFE
Fast
Campout
Campout 5,
5.
baby. Here we go.
Fuck you, man.
Did you just do a boomerang, you bitches?
That'd be good. That would have been a good boomerang. For sure.
Every girl ever, every fucking brunch ever. Check out my drink.
There's still some guys that
out
do
my
them
drink.
in the Instagram world.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I forget about the boomerang sometimes. And then when I find
You
them, I'm
should.
like, oh, shit, I like this.
I did one yesterday.
You
playing
should
cornhole.
forget about it. Leave the boomerangs back in 2019 where they belong.
Bring them back.
Man, in exactly 1 month, we'll be finishing up the campout. It'll be the last night. You know what I mean?
Oh, date-wise?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Well, it'll
good
be
with it.
the 8th. Oh, so I guess it's Sunday. We'll be home. We'll be going home.
Are we? Are we?
Yeah, we are.
Well, yeah, we'll probably have to.
I got it.
Probably have to.
Day-wise. Even if it's later, like last time.
So,
Yeah.
so Sunday's Mother's Day, if you haven't already figured that out. And that's kind of the one thorn, I think, that I've heard from a couple women and a couple guys that just really love their moms.
I can call my mama.
Yeah, so we've got family plans that day, so we've kind of got to burn out of there in the morning earlier than I would like. It won't have the traditional hangout kind of send-off that we've always done, but it's a small price to pay if that's all I have to
Yeah.
do.
I mean, next year, when we got stuck with dates, it was weird this year. I do like the fact that we pushed it up a little bit further into May.
I'm interested to see what the weather.
Weather, yeah, I feel like we're gonna get better weather.
Weeks.
But there was just things going on where the campground kind of booked things instead of us getting in the spot quick enough because their campground's been also growing the same way our camp out has been doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as soon as the camp out is over, we will have the new dates booked and we will be announcing them that following Monday, so that we'll be all good and hopefully avoid any kind of holidays and shit like that. So, I'm ready, man. I'm fucking stoked. It's kind of, I think for some of us, I know, Cody, you went to Daytona and everything, but some of us been trapped.
Yeah.
I haven't done shit on a bike all fucking year, and I'm jonesing like a motherfucker to get out. And even though it's not like our big trip that we're going to be doing, just getting out, not coming home that day, being out for a couple of days, seeing everybody, I'm fucking so stoked, man. I don't know. I'm ready. I'm so fucking like bored right now.
Well, that's the vibe that you get really anytime you go through like a winter lull or drag like that.
Yeah.
It's not just, so if we've had a down or kind of a low key winter period or whatever, I mean, it's still super early in the year. Think about what cats in fucking Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio, right? They're all the fucking way ready because they haven't been able to do shit. Like, we've done a little shit, but just not as much as we've kind of been accustomed to over this last handful of years. And
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see really what the couple week time change will do for us, because Mother's Day or not, if we end up having a fucking flawless, perfect weather, no rain, no shit, nothing like that, that will be a first. And that will be amazing.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I think that I'm hoping that the weather is not an issue. We've had rain every year we've ever done this, but we've only had one time has it rained for hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always been a quick storm, gone,
Screw
it's
up
dry.
the whole day.
Yeah. This time, and then of course, like we talked about that a lot, in comparison to the rain that we got at the down south camp out, where we woke up to rain and we sat in rain all day, and it really fucked with the vibe a little bit, even though it was still an awesome time at the down south. This one, when we got rained on, it started raining at like 7 p.m. after we were already all
People were
buzzed.
always kind of sauced
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
It turned into one of the funnest party nights we've ever had there, one night in the rain.
Yeah.
It
The
was-
Thursday night or Friday night.
It was just because it's a vibe we'd never had as far as come together and everybody partying. And
Everybody's stuck in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I'm just
Our rain's better than your rain. Fight me about it.
I'm excited, man. I'm hoping to have the bagger done. It should be done. Like I said, I haven't ridden that since the Smokies. Since we were out there in the Smokies, that's the last time I rode that bike.
Yeah.
And that
What's that?
Smokey.
September? October?
beginning of October.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I rode it to Milwaukee to get the 131, and then went from Milwaukee to the Smokies to hang out for the V-Twin Visionary Tour and see all the homies, and then literally rode it home, and was gonna ride to the down south, but I had sold the paint job on it, and I didn't want to risk wrecking it or fucking it up, so I just drove to the camp out and brought all the camera equipment and shit like that. So yeah, I haven't ridden that bagger in fucking well over 6 months now. So
The Jeep man fucking skirting around.
hey, it's the first time I ever had any kind of new vehicle, so
Yeah.
it's definitely changed my tune a little bit.
I feel it.
Fuck new cars, not no more. I love that shit.
Shit, all I gotta do is go. I ain't even gotta think about it, nothing. I can just push the button and roll.
AC works, heater works.
I guess so. Like last year, before the camp out, we had the Polar ride, and then a lot of guys. Kyle over here on the cameras went to Daytona. You've been doing a couples trip, like a deep dive in the Southwest.
Yeah.
He didn't go to Daytona last
Jones
year.
went to Daytona.
Jones, okay.
Jetty and Jones.
Well, I rode to California last year doing that, so like I had already had a good stack of like experience, like motorcycle experience going on prior to the camp out. So I'm kind of interested to see what kind of energy I'm going to be bringing, because I feel like sometimes my energy can be in different areas of things.
You're gonna feel like you're just getting like last day of school, getting let out. You're gonna have that really high energy.
That'd be good.
Fucking
We
ready.
need
You're
it.
gonna be fucked up the first half a day. Not even gonna make it till like sundown.
I ain't gonna pull Cody.
Hey,
Why ain't Cody in no pictures? He was drunk.
Bro,
hey.
it's crazy.
They don't
He's
have
the
it very
biggest
often,
drinker out of
baby.
all of us, so it's crazy.
Who was the guy in the Scott was posting from Arkansas that was gonna come and try to take the drinking champ thing from Cody?
Oh, yeah.
And I someone had messaged. I was talking to somebody. I think I was talking to Big Trouble about it. I was like, look, you don't get to just step up to the champ. You got to go through the welterweights and some other levels first, right? You got to work your way
minor
up.
leagues, brother.
Yeah, you don't get to come to one camp out and fucking drink with the best of
You
them.
play Shao Kahn right off in Mortal Kombat. You gotta earn that. You gotta earn that right.
Yeah, we need to lay down some laws on that shit too.
Yeah.
So there's different types of drinking, right?
Yeah.
There's the guys that want to do shots and get fucked up in the evening or whatever. There's a all day drinker, start in the morning and drink all fucking day. We got to lay some rules out here first.
Yeah.
Because I'm an all day drinker.
Hell yeah.
I ain't a shot guy.
It's the
I'm not
best
trying
way
to
to
down
do
some
it.
claws or nothing. But if you want to fuck with me, get up about 9 o'clock. Let's get some Bloody Marys, some mimosas going.
You can keep your tabs in your pocket.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no cheating getting other people's
Yeah,
tabs
right,
neither. But come find me about 7, 8 o'clock that night, and so we'll see where you're at if you ain't already asleep.
No, honestly, all day drinking, day drinking in general, to me is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Especially like the older I get, the easier it is. Like if you just go throughout the entire day and you've ended up with however many, even if you have, I don't know, 18 beers, 25 beers, whatever, over the course of 16 hours, ain't that much, you
Yeah.
know, per hour or
Right.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just turning it up and you're like, well, we got about 3 hour window.
Yeah.
So you just full send it. That's when you get in trouble fucked up.
Yeah.
That's when you get that alcohol poisoning fucked
Yeah,
up.
start
Because it hits you.
down in whiskey and shit. Yeah,
It doesn't
that
hit
ain't
you,
my style.
and then it hits you.
My wife told me
Ask RD about that one.
we were having a
You know what I mean?
me and my wife were having one of those good conversations that you have where you're yelling at each other. What do they call those arguments?
Yeah. Bickering.
And bickering, yeah. But she kind of hit me with like, when you drink whiskey, you're mean. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't want that. I never wanted that, like, thing, that moniker, whatever the fuck you would call it, like, about, like, you hear people say,
You're
like,
a mean drunk.
yeah, like, when you drink certain drinks, and that brings a certain personality out. And I started to notice it
you
because
really?
I feel like I am. I think I'm more cunty. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little more, like, the full asshole comes out, especially at bike night. Because I was like,
Yeah, if you haven't like kicked the dog or like bounced her head off the refrigerator,
Yeah.
dude, don't worry. Just continue as is.
yeah.
I don't feel like that's an uncommon thing. Specifically, over all the years, you hear, I don't fuck with brown liquor.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, like if that's the angry liquor or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do brown liquor. All right.
You can't say that.
Shit,
It's
dog.
never had that type
Okay,
of
then.
effect on me or
Yeah.
but maybe that, I mean, that, I don't fucking know.
That might
There's
make sense.
something-
I
something
haven't
in there.
I haven't got fucked up on like vodkas or like tequila in quite a while. I feel like tequila always just makes me want to fuck things. my hands or
Ain't
my
nothing
wife.
wrong
One
with
or the
that,
other.
baby.
We fucking are fighting, baby.
That's right. Goddamn Latin love culture. That's where that comes from, right? Get some of that fucking tequila in you.
It's
Just
a
start fucking.
It's a little bit of an invincible potion for me.
I love it.
I feel kind of bulletproof and everything's game. When,
I think fucking liquor just fucking gives you gets your body temperature
I
different.
think
Like, you're
there's
just like,
it
different
does
vibes.
get your body
though.
temperature
your body
different.
temperature's up and you just fucking ready to go.
You ever drank any beer that when you drink it, you feel it fucking like go down your throat and through your chest and shit like that?
Beer or
No.
liquor?
I'm saying you ever drink any beer that you feel that?
Nah,
But
never.
half the
Yeah.
liquors you drink, you're like, oh my God, I feel it fucking digesting through my
You're right.
system.
People like
Ooh-wee.
Jones towards the end of a bike night when Jones is real sauced, he's on another level.
Yeah,
Especially
on
when
that
he's
fucking
fi-
makers.
Yeah, when he's firing on all cylinders. And
Well, so I guess before we get too deep into these beers, I did want to kind of run over some of the itinerary that's going on with the camp out. So people that are just tuning in for some details. So I think last year we started coining the term Camp Out Week, and that is a play on Shark Week. So, if you ever watch Step Brothers or Shark Week, one or the other,
Shark Week's on.
So T-Bar Tuesday, as most of you guys know, that's our bike night that we kind of been doing here in Dallas for. Honestly, that's how we all met. You know what I mean? We all met by doing this T-Bar Tuesday bike night, and we're going to kick off the whole week on that Tuesday, which is May 3rd, with a bike night. Now, I know that a lot of people riding in from all different parts of the country are probably not going to come to that because that might be going past the campground to this, or maybe they can't get the time off, and I get it. Like, it's hard to make every little aspect of this event, but it's there for maybe the people that can't go to the campground or can't go to the camp out, but are like local to us. We want to give them just a hyped up. I want them to feel the energy that we're going to be having that week. So
You know what? There are a handful of people coming in from out of town that already have the time.
Yeah,
You know,
Joey
fuck it,
Borrelia.
I'm making it in a
Borrelia.
couple days early. Kind of asking about spots to stay and stuff like that. So if you're on the fence, do it because you're going to meet other guys in the same boat, and then y'all are going to be that much cooler.
Johnny Utah.
going up to going up there.
So we got the T-Bar Tuesdays going down. That's if you've never been to Dallas or Deep Ellum, that's a really good time in itself. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those Rager bike nights. And then the first time we've ever done this, we're doing a pre-party, which is going to be on that Wednesday the 4th at the Last Stand. And that's kind of been our new kind of stomping grounds for some of us that are kind of more the local area. You're a Fort Worth guy now. You don't fuck with us anymore like that. But the Last Stand has like this vibe, man. And they're giving us the whole parking lot. They're putting beer people out there in some tubs. The Bishop Arts District is like a real good vibe down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't feel like you're in a trashy part of town. You don't feel like you're in a part of town where you don't make enough money. Like, you feel like you're with your people. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to be doing that pre-party there just to kind of have a good time and to keep the fucking party momentum going before we hit the camp out on that Thursday. So how do you guys feel about the other events? I mean, I know that you were at the bike night. I don't think you made it to the bike night last year before, but the bike night's always also been our anniversary per se of when we started doing the bike nights, because it was always at the end of April, beginning of May is when we first started doing them. So
I think it gives a good opportunity for people that are coming in from out of town that may have a little bit of extra fluff time or whatever, that they're not just stretching it and they really are making it a trip. Just another avenue for them to just be like, how much or how can I further explore kind of what we do in a lot of ways. And we've always said this about our bike night, just like any bike night, is we do them so frequently and there's so many that like it's got ups and downs just like anything else, right?
Yeah.
So there's some that are just kind of chill and it's just the homies and we're just hanging out, and there's other ones that for whatever reason, like the temperature's right, the fucking full moon's out or some shit, and it gets a little wild, right?
Yeah.
And that one happens to be one of the ones that it's cranked up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun.
that's always one thing I've liked about the bike nights, because when you tell people from out of town, you're like, hey, man, we got this dope-ass bike night. And they're like, well, damn, how many people come? I'm like, well, it's not that kind of thing.
Can't guarantee
Like, we don't,
shit.
like, the amount of people doesn't necessarily make or break the situation, because if you have a bike night with 500 people there, like, are you really getting to know anybody
It's
or talk
quality
to
over
people?
quantity.
Oh, for sure.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's a lot of dope people in that 500, but you're never, like, getting the kind of opportunity to meet people that way. So, like, when you go to these, I know out east they got, like, Quaker Steak, they do those bike nights. still fun. Trust me, if we had one here, I'm sure we would all slide through every once in a while. But the smaller bike nights where you get to really get to know people and hang out and talk about bikes and get to know the bartender. We've always had good relationships with bartenders when we go. We tip good, we get treated well, and Dolly nowadays she almost beat some dude's ass the other day. Twice.
Rightfully so.
Two dudes. Two different
Rightfully
dudes.
so. The one dude really deserved it. Fuck.
Goddamn V-Rod, dude.
Calm down, brother. Oh, man.
Coming in there getting out of hand.
So he got kicked out, and then he just went home, and he raced some pink slips on the way home, got him 3 more bites. Doesn't even matter, baby.
That motherfucker run that thing through a brick wall.
Yeah, if you've got a chance to come, that's almost guaranteed to be one. Knock on wood with weather. That's almost guaranteed to be a really, really fun, great turnout. And it's going to be nothing short of a great time.
Yeah, but don't get it twisted. It's not like it's not as though that is part of the camp out. It's one of those things that, like you said, it's kind of just the lead up. It's the lead up. The excitement's happening. It's just like before you do anything big, right? There's that buzz, and there's a way to kind of take an edge off.
Would you say it's the same kind of buzz we get before we're about to go on a big trip?
I think so.
Where we're antsy about just
I think so.
wanting to leave a day earlier. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm guilty of that shit. Me and you did it.
And
Sturgis.
when that happens, you don't always have an outlet to let that loose until you finally get out, right?
Yeah.
And that is, if we were to jump a couple days ahead to the camp out, that's why Thursday in particular happens to be kind of the real gnarly wild day in a lot of ways, because so many people, like, they're bursting that bubble, that energy bubble that they've been having, like, they're here, and it's exciting, and you just have people coming in all the time, and it's the welcome wagon that never stops.
Yeah.
And Thursday is
the whole time you're partying.
Thursday's
and every time
party
you see
ends
some
up
headlights
being
coming down the road,
gnarly,
to come to the campsite, like
Who's
that? Yeah, I remember when Insta and Kyle and all the cats from up there came through thick
late.
as fuck last year.
Yeah.
Bunch of
that
headlights.
was cool.
It does start my week. That bike night will start my camp out week.
Right.
Just because it'll, like you said, it'll be different with people in town. Then the party the next night, that's my, similar to what you said, like the trip starts the moment you leave work that last day. It'll be the same way for me, where I'll be in bike week or camp out week
Bike week mode or camp behind.
Yeah, from the onset. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, much as I'll have FOMO missing those first 2 nights, but I'll get to party with you fucks for 3 nights straight. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's not like you're gonna miss that. I mean, it is gonna be the same thing, just in a different format
area,
venue.
Well, the other thing too is, like, since we've been doing this bike night for so long, we've seen a lot of different scenes kind of come together over the last couple of years, using some of these simplistic formulas that we've talked about on the podcast of just showing up consistently. It's a good way to get friends and get laid. If you go to the same bar all the time, you'll start seeing all the same people and you become friends with people, and it's an easy thing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you want to get laid by your friends.
It's about all these bikes attract is dudes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Nope.
For sure.
Calm down.
No.
Calm down,
I
right?
didn't say anything. I specifically went silent.
Oh man, but yeah. So Thursday's gonna kick it off, and some of the things that were well, last year was kind of I think we had Scott from Simpson came out, and then Lexin dropped us off a lot of product to give away. Mm-hmm. So we implemented last year doing a couple of giveaways on that last. Was it the last night we did all the giveaways?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Because of rainy nights.
Yeah.
And that, between Sit Down Steve and all the things that he orchestrated to make that happen, and then the things that we decided to, like the syrup chugging for the helmet and shit like that, it just made for a real fun time.
For
and
sure.
And this is my thought process. So when we first started doing this camp out, we had one big fire, and we would even camp next to it. Mm-hmm. And now it's at a point where we can't camp anywhere near this fire because of how many people are around it. Mm-hmm. And then this past year showed us that there's now 10 other fires in the campground, right? So it's not like this central hub anymore where everybody kind of parties in the same spot. There is still that going on, but there's still like a lot of other more personal like things, which that's also dope. And I love the fact that people are doing that. But the giveaway brought everybody to the stage. They brought everybody together for a while to kind of hang out, and then it kind of turned into a real big rager at the bonfire.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so the concept is to do that every night about 8 p.m., bring everybody to the stage, do some shit, do some giveaways, and then kind of kick off the actual, nighttime festivities with everybody together. So we have like Simpson, we got Thundermax, we got Lexin. We have a lot of people doing actual product giveaways, and they're all going to get to pick as to how they give that away, to what, for what, maybe it's the longest distance, or maybe it's like, who, does something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know.
You can pick a dollar up with her butt.
Leg wrestling champ.
Be practicing on that one.
Who was the leg wrestling champ last year?
It was,
I don't know.
I know Dean went hard.
I think Dean lost to somebody, though. The fact that we're talking about somebody leg wrestling, that sounds stupid.
It was fun.
It
was
ain't
fun when
stupid
it
in the
happens.
moment when you're shitty and it's
It
raining.
was awesome. There's somebody said something. Yeah, there's a lot of people like it.
So,
What did you say, Kyle?
I just said they did that on Legion of Skanks today on that podcast, so it's not that gay.
Yeah, right.
aren't they gay on that one?
Some.
No, I
But yeah.
think that's one of those things that people, an additional item that kind of hasn't been present, with the exception of last year, that one night, that should have some people or get some people a little bit more excited. It's not that they're coming from wherever they're coming to come get some shit, but it's pretty outstanding that we have these partners that are willing to pair up with us and really continue to help grow this and continue to help make this what it is. And I mean, hell, if somebody walks away with something that they never would have expected otherwise, I mean, that's a win, right?
Yeah.
It's a good way to get everybody's attention and to the vendors and stuff that we fuck with.
Exactly.
And the good thing, I mean, we've always been against this turning into some kind of rally or turning into some type of situation where there's like vendors everywhere, right? And this, I feel like, gives a chance for all the different brands that are coming to still kind of give away some of their stuff, be present there as a brand, but also be present there as an individual guy on a bike just wanting to have a good time. And I feel like that's a better way to get to – I've talked about it many times on this podcast about the reason why we mess with the brands we do is because of how we interact with them, the things that we do with them, and yeah, I guess maybe because my shop or whatever might give us a little bit of an in some aspects. There's a bunch of people that were doing moonshine and other things with Simpson last year. So it's like it didn't matter who you were, what you own, or how much money you got, or how famous you are. If you're there, you get to hang out with all these people. And that's how I met Scott from Simpson, at being at a bike event and hanging out with the dude. You know what I'm saying? And we became friends, and my life changed because of that. You know what I'm saying? And so, I feel like it's a good way to bring these brands to the table where they're not having to spend $5,000 to be a vendor, and then they're stuck behind a table trying to talk about products all day. And they get to come there, party, go ride bikes. Maybe you're one of the groups that leave with one of those guys and go ride the Talamina. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, how dope is that? Like, oh fuck, I'm riding with fucking Thundermax or Millhouse from Thundermax and
Mark from Lexin.
All these other guys right quick.
Stop Report magazine.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why, to me, I would categorize that or term that as a partnership. It's one of those things that we really are, showing some love, and they're showing it back in the companies that we mess with frequently. It truly is a partnership. It's not just a list of people who could put up some free shit type stuff. Yeah. It's a pretty choice group that has chosen to continually put up for this. And it's just another way that we can show love back to the people that we spend our time with as well.
I think the best thing about the giveaways is if you don't care about winning free stuff, is a perfect time to raid other people's coolers and go around and restock yours. Free beer Friday is what I call
We got to
it.
put a lock on ours this year.
We'll put a bunch of dragon stickers on his so y'all know which cooler to fucking raid.
It'll be the styrofoam one with the Bud Heavies in it.
Yeah.
Sinking in the mud. Man. No, so yeah, I know that RPM Designs, they're coming heavy with some giveaways too this time. So our new homies up in Oklahoma City. Good times. But yeah, I think we got a lot of people coming to the table with some stuff. And so what ended up happening is, so Thursday and Friday, we're doing some sort of giveaways every night. I don't know how deep those giveaways are going to be, but there'll be something, right? And then, you know, as I was saying before we got on the podcast, there was a lot of bikes that couldn't quite get finished for Daytona that I know are planning to be at the Campout. And, of course, I'm doing my bike for the Campout. Kyle's finishing his bike for the Campout. There's a lot of us that are kind of using the Campout as a finish date to get our shit together to go ride it and kind of unveil it, right? Yeah. And so with that being said, I felt like it'd be dope to do something to highlight all the bikes that are, you know, that people that want to highlight it. I hate using the word show because I'm not into shows, like bike shows, like first, second, third kind of thing. And I fell in love with the FXR show at Sturgis last year when, as a judge, they asked us all to create our own trophy and then give it away to whoever we wanted to give it away to. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like that was so awesome to walk around and look at all these FXRs in Sturgis and then go like, I fucking love this one. And not have to go back to the other judges and go, man, that was my favorite one. And then try to convince them, like, no, this is my fucking favorite bike. Yeah. I'm giving this bike my award. You know, and I think that's cooler. It just I like that better because it doesn't become like a dick measuring contest or a wallet measuring contest. It's a lot of different brands and individuals who are making trophies for this event. They pick the bike based on the criteria that they want it to be. It could be the bike, it could be the dude, it could be what the fuck ever they want to do. Yeah. And I just find like that's funner. Maybe it's like the equivalent of like all kids get trophies. But at the same time, it's fun. And I don't want people – bike shows bring out a bad part of some people's psyche. When you've got a lot of money invested in your bike and you put it in a show, even myself, and that's the reason why I don't put my bike in shows, is I get that way. I start thinking like, my bike's better than that one.
I want some acknowledgement for
I start to measure up everybody in the competition because I want to win. And – you know, not that I care. I don't care about winning, but when I participate, I become that way. And I never like that feeling because then I'm not being who I should be, and I should be stoked about seeing all these other bikes and not looking at them like someone walks up to me like, oh, you like that bike? Like, oh, no, that dude didn't even fucking, it's got stock brakes on it, dude. Really? You like that bike?
No, for sure. Fuck off. You know I can see how that scene or situation can get toxic pretty quickly. Yeah. And I would say that the way that we're trying to describe it and show just kind of comes the term, but it's really more of a bike presentation or exhibit, right?
It's a mixer.
Yeah, it's a fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah. Let's do it. Call it the mixer, not the show.
That's the cool part about it because it's just nobody's building something specifically for fucking Campout. Like you said, it's just putting them out there, have a little shine on it, and then.
So we were talking about this before we came up here, and I love this. We have always got our bikes built, air quotes, or customized for our trips. Yeah. Like, we're trying to, Cody, the red bike, he first bought it right after the Campout 3, I think, or 2, 1?
No, I had after the second one.
Second Campout.
I had it at the third one.
Yeah, he was big wheeling it for 2 years.
No, so after 2. Yeah. After 2 you did it. Yeah. Okay. So he big wheeled it to first and second one, and then said, fuck it, bought the lowrider, 3 weeks before we went on our trip to California?
Yeah. I think I bought it in April, and we went to – no, I bought it in May. And we went in June.
And then you had your appendix fucked up.
The week before we left.
So we've always –
goddamn Texas Hills.
We've always – R.I.P., baby. We've always done our bikes for – a trip or some kind of event that we're going to that's not a show. And all of our bikes, they're not built to the level a lot of these guys are doing now, and this is no jab at those guys at all. We just build our bikes or customize our bikes to ride, right? To go places on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
well, we know they're going to get chipped up.
Yeah,
we know
they're
going to get scratches. They might get dropped when you get drunk. I mean, it happens.
I just look at that as earned in a lot of ways. Who wouldn't love to have their machine, day one fresh all the time?
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
I wouldn't trade anything for the miles and experiences versus having a flawless looking bike. They're not a chance at all. So to me, you know, although I do appreciate a show quality bike, they're beautiful to look at. To me, it's like, it's almost like looking at a high end art gallery versus like street art. I've always leaned more towards street art because it feels more down to earth and more applicable to the shit I fuck with.
Yeah.
I've never been able to relate to, you know, a Picasso or the
Flaws give it
fancy
character.
shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, the flaws are essentially like, I don't know, it's the earned aspect of it for whatever it is, that piece of art, the piece of machinery, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But for me personally, all I can say is that, you know, my machine is just that. It's the catalyst for so many good times and experiences that we've had that I don't care about the show stuff. But you can look at it all day long.
Like between y'all's two bikes, because you've had your bike probably the longest out of all of us now. As a finish, like the way it looks, and all the trips, even from the first big trip that we did, you know, behind us there, to, you know, Maine last year, like you have this like collection of photos and videos from that bike on that trip. So like there's got to be this sentimental aspect to that bike, the way it looks and what it's been over these past going on 4 years now almost, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm stoked to get that bike back on the West Coast now that it's painted. So I'll have
right.
pictures from
Yeah.
both coasts.
Yeah, right. Last time you was out
That
there,
bitch
you
is black as fuck.
you
over
was
there.
no bag, tall
Yeah.
stack in the back.
Leaning tower
I love
pizza.
that one. I love that one.
I got
like
a weird
those
wobble
pictures
with
better.
bags hanging out the side. But no, that I feel like you know, Daytona was talked about in a lot of ways. Daytona's a party, and everybody knows that. You know what I mean? So I don't know where I'm going with this, but I feel like the riding is really the catalyst that makes all this stuff fun and last longer. Because the other thing you're not doing when you're riding your bike somewhere is you're not complaining or bitching or, you know, I guess you can be a little bit, but you know what I mean? Like you're not.
And the good thing about Campout versus those big bike events, Daytona, Sturgis, you know, you go to those big events and you think, oh, fuck, we're just going to go hang out with everybody at the same spot. That ain't how it works.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be in the same spot at the Campout. You'll be able to fucking walk around and mingle with everybody. It ain't like that at Daytona. Like, you might have groups all the way across town. Like, you're seeing them on Instagram. Like, fuck, I want to hang out with those dudes. Fuck, they're all the way across town.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's going to be in one central facility.
Well, they're going to go back to the house. They don't know you.
Yeah.
You ain't going to be able to go kick it with them.
That's a really
Exactly.
good point, Cody, because I've found that to be one of the most valuable aspects of Campout, or that style of gathering in particular, is because whether you want to or not, you are in the same area and you are forced to almost in some way interact with every fucking
Yeah,
body.
if you want to or
You know,
if you
if you
don't.
want to try to cool guy it or
what?
whatever,
Yeah.
or isolate yourself, you're not feeling what, that's up to you.
Yeah.
But the reality is you will see every fucking person there. And see, I think for us, like, we look at that as an advantage, or something that's an asset to us, because you don't get that chance every day, right? You don't have the opportunity. So when people come in and you're able to, whether you're down a 4-hour rabbit hole with them or a 4-minute beer, right?
Yeah.
You still are able to have that connection with hundreds of people now at the Campout, and that's super unique and super valuable for us.
Yeah, there's not a more approachable venue, event, whatever you want to call it, as far as a meeting. Whether you follow them, you want to know, and you just meet them there, there's not a more approachable thing that I've been to as far as everybody in the same. You can't not see somebody.
Yeah.
Just by design, the way it's big enough, you don't feel cramped. But just the way the hangout is, you know, if you've been there, you can't not see somebody.
Yeah.
So
How many relationships have we built off people we've met at the Campout that we've actually kicked it with on one of our trips, or stayed at their house?
Many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like for as much as we look at those as assets to ourselves, I find that to be reciprocal in the fact that those individuals look at that as an asset as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We connected wherever that was. And a lot of folks, it is Campout. But then if you've formed a bond and you have a relationship, it doesn't stop at that first meeting. As long as you continue to connect or you do the best that you can. We've spoken about it before. If you're able to kind of just pick up from where you left off or whatever, then there's a trueness there. There's a genuine connection that you've actually had with an individual, and that's awesome. Because we know that this has grown from, we started hanging out in a Dallas neighborhood, and we took it upon ourselves to grow this to be something that we wanted to do ourselves, and it has now grown from a small neighborhood thing, regional thing, to a cross-country event, and that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Because if we just provide a venue for people to come and connect in the manner that we do, you can't really ask for much more than that. And I think that's
Build the dreams thing, Mr. Baseball Guy. If you build it, they will come.
Great reference.
And there's a bunch of people that have met either meeting up to do this, like via the miracle of Instagram, or at the Campout, and have realized they're closer to each other than they think, or they've ended up becoming friends, and then
Or they're
that's
taking
turned
the
into
same highways
like
there,
there's
so.
countless episodes of that or examples of that where people have met just because of this and done their own friendship. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That it not even necessarily connected with us, other than it started at the Campout or because of the
Exactly.
Campout.
It's like Craig's first year. He came up with a dude he never met. you
Yeah.
know?
That dude left in a helicopter,
Yeah, I
though.
mean, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
It's not funny.
No, but I think sometimes like at big shows and stuff, like you can get or at big events, you might see somebody off Instagram and you want to walk up and talk to them, but say they don't know you, but say they're talking to somebody a little more important that's a big name in the industry, they might kind of shun you off a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll happen at the Campout. I think everybody at the Campout is fucking
That's a good point.
down to earth, cool as fuck. They're not,
When I'm at a place like Sturgis, I do feel this like this overwhelming sense of I need to capitalize on this opportunity being around some of these brands and
I've seen
people
it.
that I need to go and create some kind of relationship with, whether it's to get them on the podcast or to work with them later on
Yep.
in some form or fashion. So I go into I need to meet these guys and I need to make an impression versus I need to be Jace from the Fast Life podcast.
Right.
Hey, how you doing? Like, where's your, you know what I mean? like so. At the Campout, that vibe isn't really there for me, at least. I mean, it might be for some people, but there's just not like I'm not at a show for 2 hours, like trying to get an audience with this guy. I'm at an event that's going on for the next 3 days, so I'm sure that our paths will cross at some point in time,
multiple times, yeah.
and that conversation or something will happen there, So that's a good point, man. Like,
And I
cause
could see it for somebody in the industry that's at,
Yeah.
Daytona or Sturgis. They're trying to talk to other big names in the industry, like you said, throwing their name out there or whatever they have to do. And, some, nobody comes up and tries to strike up a conversation with them. It's kind of like,
yeah.
same
When
time
you're
and place, bro.
When you're sitting at a campfire and somebody walks up, or you're standing around, you're having a conversation, someone walks up and says, hey, usually when we see somebody new, like if we're all standing in a group and somebody walks up, we've been there enough to where we'll usually go, hey, man, where you from? Like, what's your story?
We want to know more about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll ask,
them
and
about us.
because we understand how much anxiety or how awkward it could
Nervous.
feel
Yeah.
to just walk, especially if you came solo.
Yeah.
If you come with another group of guys and you kind of have that camouflage of that group of you and some other guys, that maybe you're content with that, but you just want to be there. But there's a lot of people that, I mean, you remember that one guy, I hate to bring it up, that was just at the campfire, like,
It's a
and I
bummer
walked up to
because-
him, like, man, like, hey, what's up, man? Where are you from? Oh, I'm from Houston. I'm like, well, dude, you're at the Campout, bro. Have fun.
Get the fuck up.
Pull your butthole out, dude.
Yeah.
Let's have fun.
You made the effort to come all the
Wait,
way
that
here.
sound right.
And it just requires a little bit more effort or
Yeah.
guts or balls, whatever you want to say, like to just make yourself feel a part of it in
Yeah.
a sense, not just
You just got to lean
not just
in. You got to go
rode
full
something.
Joey
Hey.
Borelli up in that bitch.
Yeah.
Come talk to me. I'll show you how it's done.
And yeah, there's some good stewards among us. I try to be one. I think we all do at a certain point where we try to, like I said, especially if you look like you're kind of alone, wanting to talk to somebody. RD's a really good one about walking up and introduce himself and getting to know you. So I feel like there's a handful of people like that, but that's the vibe overall. So if you're not necessarily outgoing and you still find yourself there, yeah, take that next little step. And if you don't, just be approachable. And somebody sooner or later, somebody's going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, what's your deal? What's going on?
I still think we should do Instagram name tags.
That's
I'll
not a
probably
bad
know a
idea.
lot more people.
Not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
You have to wear the same shirt all weekend.
Black tee. I think people will be all right with that. Fucking hell.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we kind of circle around the same topic quite a bit in all the podcasts that we've done about these campouts, because that's usually one of the bigger issues that some people have is they'll come, but they'll never get out of that like comfort zone and make themselves, known or, and I mean, I don't know.
And you don't have to get out there and act a fool, like.
Well, I don't know what I'm not saying like if you do, then there's a prize at the end of the rainbow. Like
Right.
I just want that. I want everybody.
There it is. You could be on the next year's shirt.
Yeah.
true.
Don't fuck it up.
That's true.
I just want people to get a lot out of this. I think we've said it many times in our podcast that we do together is I want people to find the same love for this shit that I know that we have. And so I'm more enthusiastic about them figuring that shit out on their own, or at least providing as much of a push or inspiration to get them there so that they want to do this type of shit that we do. And if they're not into it, cool. It's not for you. But the ones that are interested, man, I want to be that catalyst or that push over the edge, if you will, to get them to go try some shit like this.
Or to get them to say, fuck, I'm glad I did that. I'm fucking coming back next year. I'm fucking pumped, or to get out and go to ride anywhere else in the country, just to get pumped to be on a motorcycle and meet people,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kyle, hit that dude in the chat that asked if V-rods are allowed at the camp out. Tell him yes, but we're keeping a
that
tight eye
Mayfield?
on you, my man.
Is that Mayfield? This fucking guy. This fucking guy. Hey, Mayfield, get some new material, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
You can come, but
Asking
we're
for a
watching you
friend.
close.
Yeah.
You know what? The best part about it, though, in my eyes, is I just look at it as though we're not solving all of life's problems, but we know what has worked for us and the things that we have kind of learned over the years together, right? And if we can, in some way, shape, or form, allow that to be like, I don't know. I've always felt like we can be a positive part of somebody's life, right?
Yeah.
And I'd much rather be a positive part than fuck. We all have countless negative aspects in life, right? So there's just a sense of ownership and a sense of belonging that we all kind of have because of the formula that we've essentially all discovered together.
Yeah.
And if we can even show one person that formula or the door to it, and they're able to run with it in their own manner, that's such a rewarding feeling in so many ways, right? We're not solving the world's problems, but we can solve small stuff.
Yeah.
In the way that
How many
we do
people jump
things.
on a bike and just never quite find the connection with other like-minded riders, especially when you live in an area that's a little more scarce with those kind of bikers, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you're in the middle of Kansas and you don't have that option, then maybe that camp out is a way to meet people, and you might have to commute like you had to over time, but you can also be that inspiration that you go back to your area and you bring a lot of the flavor that you kind of, you gathered from the camp out, from not just us, but the other people that show up from different parts of the country as well. Yep. And then you bring that back, and you could become more of the shining light to that area to kind of illuminate other ways people can ride bikes and have a good time, rather than just bars on the local bar every night or every weekend, and who's got the longest whip hanging out their handlebar, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever floats your boat on your bike is all good, but there's some things that are lower hanging fruit than others. You know what I'm saying? So
we do have a lot of examples of exactly that, though.
Yeah.
Where you're able to be that one that took it upon yourself, or a couple of guys or whatever, and they've come and they've just, I don't know, they took the right pill or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it hit them in the same way that it hit us, to the point where they've gone back and pushed that themselves in their own region, and since this is or has become a nationwide thing. That's super valuable, right? And I know firsthand, and I feel like there's been multiple examples of that, specifically like into the Midwest territories.
Yeah.
And I have lived a good chunk of my life in the Midwest, so I understand the difficulties and the challenges that a lot of these guys had, and there just never were additional options or opinions, really. That was a big part of it. It was the same fucking opinion generationally. It didn't matter if it was you, your dad, your uncle, your grandfather, whatever. It was the same bullshit in a sense. And if it never like resonated with you, there was just never another option out there. So to see a lot of those cats go back and, like you said, kind of be that shining star and be like, there's fucking something else.
Yeah.
And wow, there's other people in my area that feel that way too. It's so powerful. I don't even know how else to describe it. And I know that it's changed those people's lives, like, completely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have to settle for your hog chapter or your local club or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but you don't have to settle for it. You can, like I said, do your own thing and come read the playbook.
There's plenty of people out there doing cool shit that you would like. Yeah, go find them.
Yeah, they don't have to, go be a prospect and, do shit like that, or, they don't. There's an aspect to clubs. So I think the clubs, and I don't mean this as disrespect to them, but sometimes it's an easier route if you don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's there. Like,
it's an easy way to find friends.
Yeah.
It's like a fraternity.
Yeah.
It's automatic.
Yeah.
It's already there. Like, you're not really seeking out something else. I mean, obviously, like, all the shit we're into, if we were in L.A., it'd be easy for us, too. This shit's at every fucking gas station, right?
Right.
There's a Diner with T-bars, or there's a fucking Performance Bagger now that hadn't been in a long time, but now there is. So it's a lot easier to for those guys out in California or even Phoenix and stuff to kind of have a connection to all this, as opposed to a lot of us on the side of the Rockies. We might be friends with 6 different dudes, and there's 350 miles between each one of us from where we live. And, things like the Campout or all the other events that kind of are similar in aspects of, like, whether it's the Rebels Den anniversary party or, Craig's Campout or the Up North Campout or all these other things that go on, it all kind of essentially gives people the opportunity to put some effort in to go meet somebody, and everybody's on the same page when they get there. And for those people out that think that people trailer to our camp out, you need to calm down, because there's no trailers at our camp out.
Exception.
Who did?
One last year.
You know what? And if
Jones's faggot ass.
I don't.
if they do, I'm not going to give them shit. But by no means is that the majority.
But
you know
good
what I'm
thing,
saying?
because he wrecked his shit.
It's not a. It's not a trailer because we don't want to ride or there's some best of show prize or some shit. That's not the concept behind it. And that's why it's such a. It's like a destination ride for so many people from all over, and that's what I think is probably the coolest aspect of all of this. Is this has become for so many people the ride of their year in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucking rad, because that gives us an opportunity to be like a real key part of somebody's calendar. Because we know what this means to us. This is our favorite shit all year. It means so much to us, and everybody who's a part of it, we love them, and it's super valuable. But man, to be able to be like, this guy or this gal has one vacation a year, and they choose to ride across the country to sleep in the dirt with us because we do and feel the same way. Fuck, that's amazing.
Rad,
that's so cool.
It's the way we incorporated Sturgis into the big trip 2 years ago, where we all wanted to go, most of us for the first time. And it was such a big deal to us that we went, but we made a big trip out of it. There's a lot of people that do that.
Yes.
This is the main thing, but they're seeing stuff before and after and making it a way bigger than a 3-4 day camp out.
Just blast in, blast back.
Or 10 days or
I
whatever.
love it.
It's so cool, right?
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. I mean, if you got the time to take off, I think that the camp out if you can make that like the turning point or the stop on the trip, like you just said, like that's the way. If I only have one trip a year, that's the way I want to do the camp out. Like, you know, I want to come there, maybe come to Dallas first, do some of those events, maybe see some of Dallas, you know, or maybe, you know, go to the camp out, then ride some of Arkansas, which has got some beautiful roads, Missouri as well.
Missouri, yep.
That's the way to do it, man. Like, is to make a loop out of it or some shit.
I support the trailer guys. I don't know the trailer hate.
No.
There's gonna be more this
everybody's
year, I'm
got their
sure.
own situation.
That's
The way
fine.
I look at it, and I don't ever
I
know
don't-
anybody.
The trailer's an easy way to get there quickly and not have to take as much time off. If that's all you
Yeah.
can get off, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you live your life
fucking
on it,
right,
then
right.
you know what I mean. You're shorting yourself. What can I do? What can I do for you? If if you live on it, that's on you, man. But if you have to use it sometimes, and if it makes sense time wise, whatever, do your thing. I'm just happy you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because
like
it does come down to the person when all is said and done, whether you park your bike or park your truck, park your trailer, whatever.
Well, that's,
When all that's put up,
that's
then,
a good point
then it's about
too,
the
like,
interaction at the
you know,
actual
at bike
event.
night and at the shows and stuff. You're standing around the bikes. You're sitting there looking at them. At the camp out, the bikes are kind of by your tent and hidden. Really, you're just socializing with people in a big group. Really,
Yeah.
You're not standing around a bunch of bikes just staring at them. You know, so it makes you strike up different conversations besides that. Oh, that's your bike. You know, you got fucking Olins too. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
You know.
and then that's where the conversation ends.
Yeah.
And the thing that is super healthy, I think, is we live our lives in
A quarter
in
mile
a
at
way-
a time, baby.
we live our lives in a way that we have forced surface conversations very
never had your
frequently.
bike.
You know what I'm saying? And whether that's work, niceties with family or strangers or whatever, I like the opportunity personally to add depth to conversations, to add depth to relationships, because that to me is how you get a true connection, right? If you just had the same, saw your Olins 5, 10, 30 times later, it's like, I'm fucking over it. I don't want to talk about this no more. It's not that fucking fun, right? But if you discard that, if it's not about the bike, and then you start talking about the human behind it, you start talking about the levels of relationship that you can actually build with someone, I don't know. There's so much value to me in that.
Yeah.
Outside of the motorcycles, I know we all value the bikes for what they are, but that to me is not everything in life.
I usually ask people like, "Hey, man, where'd you ride it?" If I don't know them personally or know their Instagram or something, like, "Where'd you guys come in from?" And I allow that to kind of give me some information about where they came from, where they're from, essentially, how their trip was. And then after you walk around and talk to a lot of people, you're like, "Oh shit, I talked to somebody earlier that was from Colorado
Yeah,
too."
that dude over
right?
there was from
Hey, man.
Colorado.
Have you met this dude?
Yeah.
Exactly. I try to do that as much as I can to kind of bring these people together that were unable to, because not everybody's on social media the same way that we are. So it might be hard for them to get that connection through there. But, maybe it happens at the camp out and the ride home is like, homies now for life. You know what I'm saying?
See, and I love it too, because we're all not even on social media the same. And that's where, like, we've talked about this, where Jaden has, like, this fucking Rolodex of people that he's connected with online, and he's really, really good with, like, memorizing them, like, knowing where they are. Like, you're way better than a lot of us, really.
What color is Terrell's eyes?
And and then and you obviously you do the internet differently than all of us because you do it from a business perspective as well. So it's I don't know, it's a tool for me, but it is not. I don't know. It's just different. So we do it differently, even in our own circle. And so, absolutely. Are all these people from all over the place going to do it differently? They
Cody just started
will.
using Boomerang.
Boomerang.
I've been using boomerang.
You've been done did.
I've been done doing cheers and boomerangs.
You basic bitch.
Don't fuck around and find me at a Sunday brunch. Shit. Fuck around and find out.
So many boomerangs.
So how is mimosas going down this year? What's the terms and what's the
Mimosa's fitting to be the same as it's been every year.
James is gonna be over that.
Yeah.
I'll have the Bloody Marys.
Okay, you're gonna bring all the shit to make them?
I got you.
You ain't bringing
I'm bringing it.
You're going to be on the other side of the campground.
We'll see whose line's
Beside-
longer, my line or your line.
I could care less. I could care less. I'll drink them all myself if you want to have the long
Ashley,
line.
put that on your list.
No, it's so basically
Friday morning, right?
Friday morning. Friday morning is when
Yeah,
mimosas
both
pop
mornings.
off. Well, if there's any left,
there
but
probably won't be none.
that will be the designated morning. Now, I'm not saying because this thing just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and quite frankly, I can't afford to fucking make sure everybody's laced out with endless mimosas, right? So I'll buy a couple cases of fucking champagne and some orange juice.
Well, what
and
if
shit
we
like that.
what if we set up what if we just have people like on this podcast right now? If you're down to get some mimosas, why don't you send some money to fucking my boy here so he can lace us up with some.
What is it? $7 for a fucking liter or something?
A liter and a half bottles. I buy them.
I want
from
a liter
Sam's
of
Club.
cola.
I don't buy no fancy shit. But like last year we bought you guys actually had. I don't know if you had some extras or you went out and bought a little bit.
We brought
I think you
3 or
brought like
4,
6 or
I think,
7,
6 maybe,
whatever.
whatever she got.
Because we had 17, and I brought 2 cases full, so that's 12. So whatever it was, but
Yeah,
so
we brought
between
5 or
us, we had 17 bottles, and that was a lot. But so put it this way, there were people that I could already tell that like they got 1, maybe 2. Like I'm drinking them all fucking day, right?
Yeah.
But I would love to allow other people to continue to have fucking morning drinks, right?
Yeah.
So you're not just jumping into fucking brews or liquor or whatever, like early or whatever. If you don't want to drink, don't drink. But like that's Thursday pops off so hard that Friday morning is like the perfect way to do that, because Friday's also for folks that aren't able to get kind of that extra day out of work or whatever. Friday's a day where a lot of people come in as well, right? Thursday and Friday, a lot of people come in.
Right.
So it's in a way like gets us ready, gets you ready to like show them that similar level of excitement that you showed the cats on Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Not that, alcohol solves everything, but it keeps the shit going and keeps you off the hangover train and all that bullshit. And I just fucking love the taste of mimosas in the morning, bro. It's just so good. So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if y'all want to pull up some money, I'll put it directly towards it. But I'll sponsor what I have for the last couple of years, or every year, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was thick. What'd you say, 12 or 17 bottles you did?
17 liter and a half bottles last year. Yeah.
Shit went quick, too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it all lasted till like fucking noon that day.
Yeah.
And there was maybe 2 bottles left, if that, a bottle left.
Do you think there's going to be like a bar area in that new pavilion or not?
I'm not sure what he's doing in the new
I just wonder
pavilion.
if we could like sit the shit up
We
right
can
there
do
so
that.
we can more.
Yeah, we
instead
can
of pouring
use
it
that.
on a truck tailgate and shit. Like, can we set that shit?
Cody's getting crowdsourced out here. He's got some venison hot sticks for your bloodies.
Come on, baby. I got Tabasco, okra, pickle juice. Shit, we throwing all of it in there.
Okay.
Olive juice. I don't fuck with olives.
See
but I
y'all
like
after the
juice.
Steel Horse Rally.
Well, I read that in Peter Griffin voice. I couldn't help it.
Peter Griffin.
Preston Griffith.
Donnie, we got a surprise for you.
So here's a
She gonna
maybe
be there.
a good time to talk about something kind of cool. So I know a lot of y'all have probably heard about a new product on the market, but I received a message today that the Lexin Moto air pump is officially on the market and available for purchase.
Yeah.
So
That's fucking rad,
that's
too.
kind of a pro tip for anybody, especially we're talking about this being a travel trip.
That with
Kind
like
of
a
a
plug
necessity.
kit in your bike, and you
For
can
sure.
pretty much go anywhere.
For sure. So I thought that was kind of cool. Mark sent me the link today that it's out there, it's active and ready to go.
And if you drop that FASTLIFE offer code, you can save yourself 15% off on that joint.
It's just, I mean, I don't know whether you bring a bunch of tools or you don't bring a bunch of tools or whatever. That particular item, now granted, none of us have tried it, run it, whatever. We're
We
can't vouch for it just yet, but I will say that I'm gonna fucking try it. I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna own one, and fuck, I think you should too.
And it looks
give it a shot at least. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty fucking compact
it does.
for what it is.
It does.
So I mean, shit. A lot of the big stunt guys are gonna have them because they always drop in their air pressure for the wheelies and shit.
Right.
But like you said, if you're doing a travel trip, what fucking better to have than an air pump?
Peace of mind.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know,
Super
shit.
piece of out in the middle of nowhere. If you just start losing air, you need the plug.
You know who could have used one a couple years ago?
Shit, showed enough.
Man, yeah, I'm stoked to see them dropping some more products that are for the rider, that will help traveling and things like that. Also be a little bit more safe. And like you just said, with the stunt riders, it's a perfect thing. With them dropping their air pressure to do wheelies and shit like that, and then wanting to go rip and run down the street. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Which at the same time, I'm hoping we've had a great stunt vibe the last what'd you say 3 years probably. Because we had Outcast and Rusty.
2 for sure.
Zach.
2 for sure.
So Zach's been the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Brad the last 2 years as well. And then Sit Down Steve was last year.
Yeah.
Tony. Yeah, he doesn't have a wheelie though.
He did the
First year.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him though wheelie in like 2 years. I actually wonder if he
There was
still
a
got
dude,
it.
one of the guys from
Went to a
Austin,
show,
Ryan
dude.
De Oliveira. He was doing stuff out last year too.
Oh yeah.
I felt bad because I didn't get. He was the one guy nobody got any footage of.
So with that stuff, I mean, like I really enjoy that. There's 2 aspects of like last year's stunt riding that was a fun experience. Was one in front of the campground that we always tend to do. It ends up being like us talking shit about racing each other, and then that turns to a stunt show. But then there was when we all went on our trip.
Races?
There was some races, yeah.
It's kind of sketchy. Like looking back at it,
that hill
with that bend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you got to shut it down before you get to the top.
Yeah.
Because if you try to like shut it down when you hit the crowd, you're in a corner right after that
shit,
crowd. Yeah.
Now me, I took third of 3, and I was still on it, but I was a little sauced up, so I probably shouldn't even race.
He's last.
I did. I said I took third of 3, baby.
Jetty.
It was Jetty and Chamberlain.
Yeah.
It was no excuse, but I don't know, somehow I was the guy who counted it out, and I was slow on my own count.
Oh shit, 3.
So I came from back.
Larry got me last year.
Yeah.
I don't think
you
you
speak on that.
Sit Down Steve is 95% sure he is coming. He's not supposed to leave Florida, but
Should we put this on the internet?
Work trip.
he probably can for the work thing because he is technically our MC of the deal. But if not, he won't be coming. Camera on me. He won't be coming, and we can't say anything about him coming on the podcast.
JD's gonna sneak him out in the tanker truck like Breaking Bad. Look at the way he snuck him up to Maine.
But we have a full little setup for him, because you got to treat him like royalty and shit like that. You know how it is with those fucking stunt riders.
Fucking princesses.
But anyway, no, I had a fun. Like Steve was a big addition, man. He really helped kind of bring some energy, through certain areas. Like when we were doing all the photo shoot thing, and doing the wheelies out front, and on stage was a big presence, right? But Kenny and Zach, when we did our little personal ride up to Talamina, and they give us that personal stunt show on top of the hill, if there was a way we can get everybody up there and like a bunch of dudes doing stunts.
I don't know if there'd be enough room with everybody.
I think we had like 30
is like the
or something like that
sickest-
up there last year, and it was pretty fucking full.
I
We had
mean,
that one corner.
dude, there's plenty of room,
There
but
are.
I don't want nobody to learn how to do wheelies up there while we're up there. But like someone like Zach and those guys that were kind of like more controlled, dude, like every picture is just like this huge valley with mountains
That's why they call it the panorama.
It's a valley. It's a vista, really, the whole
Yeah.
deal. We know it's not crazy elevation. It's not supposed to be, but that is what it is. Is there's kind of these rolling hills in a sense, and it's legit.
So Adam put a burnout pit in for all the Hell Yeah Brothers.
I was gonna bring that up. That's gonna get wild. This
Bring
year,
your
I
own
promise.
tire.
we don't need a pit. We were burning it out in the dirt.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know.
Be a man. Burn out in the
pop
dirt.
it in
No,
the dirt.
don't do that. I still remember fucking Scuba Steve's bike was getting just pelted with him last year.
Oh, was that
Local
FXR?
did, yeah. His
yeah.
blue FXR
So,
was just getting ripped with goddamn burnt out in the dirt. Right,
Rennie said, "If you don't blow your bike up, you a bitch."
Randy, you're not gonna have a problem with that, are you, FXR? Randy?
Rennie's a Lone Star camp
Oh,
out
I
last
guess
year.
I should answer this. So basically, you don't sign up. You just show up, and then you pay your camping fees, and then you party.
sure.
I do believe it's $15 a night, if I'm
Yep,
not mistaken.
that's what I
Yeah.
recall.
It was last year. As long as he hasn't gone up, it's
I don't think it's
$15 a night.
Right.
Need a beer or anything?
Sure.
Sure.
He's over there just flipping buttons.
Sit down, Steve is currently held down, Steve.
What?
Sit down, Steve is currently held down, Steve.
Got him. So no, a lot of people ask that a lot of times. Basically, there's a lot of cabins. They are all booked out. There's a bunch of RV spots that I don't know if those are booked out.
They're not booked out.
They're not booked out. So there's
been
some RV
cancellations.
spots.
Yeah.
And I think that I have no idea how this works, but apparently there's some places that you can order an RV and have it delivered
Yep.
and camp
Heard
in
about
that thing
that,
through
too.
the week.
Yep.
I know us.
But for tent camping like us,
Yeah,
like
we're-
all of us,
Yeah, be a man.
you just show up, pay your due, and fucking set up wherever.
Yeah.
I don't think I took one
There's
shower
no
last
designated
year.
Oh, it was-
spots, none of
I
that shit,
stink.
bro. You just set up.
Smell like
So
pussy.
I did have
that's
one
awesome,
question.
actually.
I forget. I did have one question
good with that.
that was asked me on the little Instagram story I put up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember whose chick it was, but it was either it was one of the Florida homies, like Johnny Utah or one of those guys. Old ladies was like, I'm kind of nervous about coming to Oklahoma because of tornadoes.
Nah, you ain't gotta worry about all
So
that.
I was telling her that tornadoes don't necessarily happen in that area because it's valleys. It's not like the same as like the open plains kind of thing. Not saying it can't happen.
Don't
but
psych yourself
thing
out.
Woodward.
You can jump in the river, you'll be all right.
There he is.
Yeah, just jump over.
I'm in the Army. That's the one thing. Everybody I know that does military are always like, I don't want to sleep on the ground. Like we get it. You did it once
Because they
or
get
twice.
it free there.
I think they did a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
They're feeling that
hey,
shit.
fucking old man Freddy's sleeping on the ground. Y'all come on.
Bro, for sure. He's 77
Triked
years old.
Triked out.
Bet.
I slept
Just
on
'cause
the
he's
ground
got a
this
trunk
past weekend.
and a
It
trailer.
sucks. Just the regular ground, it sucks.
It sucks.
Well,
You get drunk
we're
enough,
sleeping on
you'll
the
be
ground
great.
a couple times on our
Yeah.
big trip.
Intentionally. I don't know. There's just something about it.
I like it.
Yeah, I
it's
love it. Especially if you're in a cool spot. I mean, like where the campout's at.
it's very
That
nothing
fairground
wrong
in
with it.
Fandango
But there's
sucks.
a
The parking
whole
lot, it's hard
there's
to
like
go.
No
this
trees.
whole culture out there of like backpacking. So there's like so much shit you can buy to make sleeping on the ground almost not
bad.
bad at all. Now, if
At
you
least
want to be
tolerable.
super badass cool guy shit and you just want to go sleep in the dirt, that option's there. But there's also air mattresses that fold up this fucking size.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that you could do to make that a little bit more enjoyable.
We all use one on our trips.
Yeah.
Well, this is the way that we've looked at it too. Or most every one of y'all is my age or less,
Yeah.
right? Our age or less. So as long as we can still do it physically, right? As long as we can still ride the way that we ride, camp the way that we camp,
Yeah.
or whatever, I'm gonna fucking do it. You know what I'm saying?
one
Because
day we
if
won't be able
I'm,
to.
yeah, there will be a day that I can't. So if I'm
Damn,
30 years old, or
where's
if
that
I'm
4-star
20 something years
hotel at?
old, and you're like, I don't know, I don't really want to sleep. I don't really want to fucking sleep in the dirt either. But guess what? You have enough of these, and you just fucking do it. You're not really sleeping. You're just passing the fuck out, doing it all over again. There's not really a big day, it's not really a big deal, is what I'm saying.
I mean, you're going to an event like this. Like, I get it that you want. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, me and my wife go all out. We glamp like a motherfucker. We got an air mattress in there.
Oh, yeah.
We got enough room in there to put like a whole, living room set and shit like that.
Well, I'll even say this. If you're coming from super far away and your bike is packed the fuck out and you don't have room for an air mattress, fucking send me $10. I'll pick you up an air mattress at fucking Walmart and I'll bring it in the truck with Ashley.
Yeah.
I'll fucking do that. I've told anybody. If you ain't got room for something, fucking send me a message. send me some money. I'll fucking get it for you, and it'll be there for you when you get there.
Yeah, it may be opening Pandora's box on that, but if you're coming from a distance and that's an issue.
You can just ship it.
We got enough of us local. All our
Well-
chicks are bringing cars, and we'll have enough room to things. I mean, within reason, we can help you out.
There's
here
not
and
a
there on things.
Walmart in Antlers, right? It's
No.
just like a dollar store or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Walmart close by. I think Paris
But
is
whether
the
it's
closest
shipping
one.
something to us a little early and us taking it with us or whatever, like I said, within reason.
Something
that.
small like that.
Ship it to the campground.
Yeah,
Well-
there you go. That would be even better.
It's not overthinking it. It's called the Grassroots Campground for a reason. It's fucking simple as simple gets.
We did get a fucking. We do have a
Food truck.
food truck for all the little bitches out there.
Yeah. Yeah, so for all that,
Yeah, I'm about to
chatter,
gotta
chatter,
about that.
chatter.
Eat.
Exactly.
Eat a fucking sandwich or a hot dog.
Even
dude,
though there's
man.
a little fucking shop right down the street and all that, there's going to be something that you can literally walk to now, and you're not going to
I'm not gonna
Which
lie.
one is
It's gonna be a barbecue thing, but they're gonna do breakfast.
Is it
and-
the Buck and Pig?
Bro, y'all get
Oh,
it.
no.
What is it?
I have no idea. Adam's got
He
it.
set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys that
Yeah, I don't worry
Sorry
about
about
that
it.
shit.
I do want this to be an enjoyable experience, but
Drink
I
a
don't.
beer for breakfast. Be a
Yeah,
man.
I don't want people to.
My man.
This isn't supposed to be the most fucking luxurious or comfortable thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
Get yourself
Everybody's
uncomfortable
there, and
and
everybody
be
earned
comfortable
to be
with
there.
that.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're all like there on the same level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like Cody just said, he didn't shower for 4 days. That's all right. Who fucking cares? So didn't half the goddamn people there. There's showers available.
Some
but if
people
you don't
didn't go
want
to sleep for
you
4
want to just
days.
take a whore bath, or do what you want to do. That's the thing. Like just be fucking.
there is
present.
a shower trailer there.
It
Yeah.
is wild.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
dudes
yeah.
that show up with literally, I don't think, a change of clothes.
Yeah,
Because you'll
fucking
see him on
nothing,
Sunday
bro.
leaving and go, he looks
Exactly.
exactly. You know what? He looks a little rougher than he did 3 days ago, but he's wearing the exact same uniform. Like,
It's all good though.
yeah.
All good.
Just going there taking a whore bath, got a fucking like squirt bottle, just hitting the fucking spots.
Dude,
Got a little
that shit
rubbing
brought
alcohol
them,
in
them
it.
dew wipes last year.
Yeah,
That-
yeah. Oh, I
take it
swear
back.
by dude wipes.
If you call that a bath, that's what I took.
I am just now
that's
coming
what I
around
use
to
on
dude
our
wipes
trips,
because
bro.
I know Jacob used to do that shit. And my wife loves them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I feel weird using baby wipes to wipe my own ass. Like I feel like that shouldn't be a man
Oh, you
thing.
wipe your butt with them?
All the ones I've used,
They have
I've-
different ones.
I like bathe with them.
Yeah.
They have
balls,
they have ones that are
everything.
specific for like your ass, and they have ones that are
thought they
specific
were all for
for
your
like a
ass.
multi wipe.
okay.
Nah. Like you go get some from
That's why it burns.
You get
Learn me
dude wipes
something.
from like Walmart or whatever. I think those are the ass ones, right? You go to like Academy Sports or some shit. They got like the all-purpose joints. You wash your face or fucking.
I've had some
armpits
the
or
non-bath,
nutsack.
like they kind of foam up
Yeah,
soapy.
that's what we
Well,
had.
like when I broke my foot and I was like, I'm not taking a shower for a little bit when it was still real raw. That's how I do, balls, ass, and armpits for a week. Chest, like everywhere you really sweat. And
Take a shower. It's free, you dirty fucks.
Hey, put the camera on yourself.
Thanks.
he needs a mic so bad.
Fuck you. Yeah, or take a
Free
shower.
Showers, hot showers, and you want to talk about wiping off with baby wipes. Fucking
Hey, bitch.
dorks.
Kyle. Fuck you.
We're trying to get a little
I,
chart.
I love young Jamie's energy over here.
Sorry, YouTube. The hamster got off the wheel.
I got to get another soundboard that has more mics. That way I can have at least one more mic in the fucking mix.
I'm loud enough.
Oh man, I'm excited though, man. So yeah, we got the food truck coming. I think they were there 1 year for us.
There was a guy that was
second
like being
year,
a
second
like
year.
a resident camper there that 1 year, and he remember because he had his
cooked
tent
out,
right
yeah,
behind
yeah,
there,
yeah.
and he also had a food truck, and that was money. So don't get me wrong, like it's nice to have that convenience,
But you're also paying for that convenience
You will.
too. I
You're
mean,
right.
like you can run to the gas station or a dollar store down the street
Cheap.
and throw a couple sacks over your arms on your bike
Cheap.
with a bunch of shit that you can snack on for a loaf of bread and peanut butter and some
Fuck.
plastic forks.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Brady's
We bring
right.
trucks
There's
and shit, and
that,
that's still what we eat.
that burger barn in town
Yeah.
is
Goes hard.
Yeah, no,
that's
it's
the place
good.
you can hit that like once a day and you're good.
Yeah. And the little small convenience store right down the road does the pizza
They
boy.
made,
Pizza,
they have
yeah,
the
yeah.
made
not
to
pizza
order
boy. What are they
sandwiches
called?
and shit too.
Hunt's pizzas or whatever.
Yeah.
The little personal pizzas.
And again, you'd be surprised with the community. My chick's bad about it, but as far as there's hot dogs going on or something like that,
You're not gonna go hungry.
Yeah,
at all.
absolutely. And there's always got people that'll have extra and just start kind of sniffing around like a hungry dog if you're in that mode.
Fucking meatballs.
And somebody go, hey, dude, you want one of these? Like, you want a hamburger? Come on.
Yeah, if that's your concern that you're going to go hungry, your
anybody's-
concern is alleviated.
It's a legit one because everybody's. that's
get
one that's
that.
usually is like, hey man, what's the food situation?
If anybody's
You'll
wondering,
be fine.
I like
You'll be fine.
sour cream ruffles.
Shut up. Are you gonna?
Loaf of
Bring 'em
fucking
yourself.
bread and some bologna, motherfucker.
But are you going to eat like you're fucking in the comforts of your own home? No, but you shouldn't. You're going
No, you're on
fucking
a camping
camping,
trip,
dude.
yeah.
Like, get out there, camp, and fucking eat sticks and twigs.
You
And
know,
fucking drink
usually
beer
we
and
would do
have
the
fun,
ride
dude.
through Talamina, whether we went all the way to Mina or not. If we're going all the way to Mina, we'll usually eat in Mina. But if we're not going to do the whole ride, we'll do half of it. We'll eat in like Talahina, I think is
Yeah.
what it is, right?
At the
There's a couple good little
Pam's-
joints
it?
over there.
Pam's hateful hussy.
Pam's hateful
Hateful
hussy.
Hussy.
Yep.
There's a burger joint on the corner.
Subway.
Yep.
Subway.
There is a Subway.
There's a Mexican joint, but you know they're a little far from. They're kind of like, you know, like when you don't want to eat seafood, like in Kansas.
So you saying they're a little far from the border for you?
They're a little too far north.
I don't fuck with that North Mexican food. it's got to be south of the Red River.
So I talked to Adam Sandoval today, and now Montuckies are sold in Oklahoma now. So he's actively trying to fill the entire store with Montuckies so people can buy. So that's the thing about the campsite. Like they also sell, they have snacks in there. I don't know if he did it last year, but didn't he used to like try to smoke some brisket or some shit for everybody?
He usually
He
does it on
has-
Saturdays.
yeah.
He usually tries to, I say cook for everybody, but he runs out quick as fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Because he has that big smoker out
he
there.
usually
Yeah.
tries to cook one night for
There's always a community
First come, first
meal.
serve,
It's
yeah.
been like smoked chicken before and stuff like
brisket.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got a big ass smoker there, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind anybody fucking using it if they wanted to take
Yeah.
the time and to
Oh
do
yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
So the other thing I asked him to set up for us, especially since we're gonna do that little air quotes show on Saturday,
The
is
mixer,
the mixer.
Catalina.
That's right. It's
God
going to
damn
be a
right.
motorcycle mixer. He's setting up an area with the power washer so we can spray down the bikes. Obviously, it's a dirt road ride in. You're probably either going to have bugs on your bikes or you're going to catch some rain at some point. That's the point of doing this type of event is to
So are we.
ride your bike and go through whatever you have to ride through to get here. Last year, dudes were riding through the snow
Bro.
to get here.
For sure.
So
Big respect to that.
we're trying to set up an area so people can, spray down their bikes. Maybe not a full detailed wash, but just knock off the grime
Some
and
of
then
the
go
bullshit
finish it off with some goddamn McGuire's or something like
Hope
that.
you get a
know?
big rock chip on your fairing when you pull in.
Who, me?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Pull into the Fast Life quick detail booth.
We'll touch you
Little
up.
fingernail
Have
polish.
paint pins there. We'll touch you up.
Got
Kyle,
paint on the metal plate,
that's fine.
paint pins.
Kyle, if you want a tattoo by Kyle, he'll hit you.
Yeah, I had some people asking
droopy
about
dicks.
is Wheelo going to be doing tattoos again? He didn't bring it up. I don't think he will.
He says
I don't blame him if he don't, dude. That's a lot.
I think after Steve got the one on his ass last year, it was kind of like nobody wanted to get their tattoo.
I think we go from there. Next is a nut sack, then it's an anus.
Oh, Lord.
You're the only one. You're the only one that got a
I think I've
tattoo.
earned my exemption card on this. This is
Yeah.
somebody else. There's plenty of new
nut
dudes
sack.
out there.
There's enough fucking real estate on those motherfuckers.
Dude,
He can definitely put all the states he wrote in.
Every time I get one, they just pencil it in a little bit more.
Put a whole back piece on that
That'd be a
motherfucker.
good bit. That'd be a good bit.
He drops him out from behind. He's got a whole picture like
It's the red dragon back from the movie. Just all of my nutsack.
But Wheelo's no different than fucking all the other, representatives of brands essentially that are going to be there. They're not there to fucking work. They're not there to put in shit. They want to fucking party and have a good time just like us. So, and I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be the guy trying to tattoo somebody drunk, nor do I want to get a drunk guy a tattoo.
I got one.
You know,
He's on this side.
Yeah.
He's on this side.
It's crooked as fuck.
you was drunk.
No, I'm just
Dude,
kidding.
He was drunk.
It was in here.
Was
I got-
Scott
yeah.
drunk?
Fucked up.
Yeah, of course he was.
I got-
Any other way.
Well, good on him.
Me,
Then.
Kyle,
That looks
and
pretty good
Trent,
for being drunk.
We all got
Scott.
ambrose
Props,
at the
fella.
last
I woke up the next day
Yeah,
like,
well,
why
I
did
was
I do
supposed to get one
that?
too, and I didn't get one.
He ran
So,
out of ink or
I
something.
know. I was super excited about that.
Well, we get him
I'm
back up
fucking
here.
around.
Y'all continue. I don't think you never.
We'll all do it.
Put the camera on, Jaden.
Kyle, pro tip: if you need to go to the bathroom, hit the one in the middle where it shows a little table, then you go pee.
Oh, that's smart.
I'm smart.
He's got a jug.
I actually have to pee.
Like I've never done.
I
that.
haven't had a piss yet. I'm holding out.
That's the only reason.
I feel like we've been pretty factual so far.
We need to be because you know what, we throughout like for a listener who listens to the podcast frequently, right? Bits and pieces of this come up all the time.
Yeah.
all the time. Like Campout is our DNA just as much as anything else, right? So it comes up just in conversation. But as far as specific to this camp out or specific topics, you know, this is the time. If you have questions, put them up. I know that we've all put some stuff up on the internet, didn't really get a ton of inquiry, but I think that's a testament to a lot of the cats online is that they've either been there or they've paid attention throughout the course of our ramblings previously. That this isn't going to be some big fucking culture shock. But the question that I think we've all received more than anything is like, how do you sign up? Where do you do it? And we've answered that, right? You just show up, pay up, set up, rage up.
Yeah, I've heard some different shit on the internet. Like there's campouts where you have to buy a wristband in advance, and they only sell so many and shit. I'm like,
Yeah, there's is it the built well?
This is the last year. This one's free.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. But you're not gonna cut them off at a certain
Next
number.
year is I just got a message from the Rock Rally, and they're selling you can buy a 3-day pass for $120 for Rock Rally.
I don't have my phone on me. I wrote it down. But yeah, no, there's a
I'm talking about only selling a certain amount.
Oh yeah.
No, there's a Biltwell camp out
this
where
is
they
not
do
a-
that. They sell
they do
everything ahead of time. They run out. And
do.
if you get to the gate, they go, "You don't have a wristband? Sorry, dude.
What the
Like
fuck
gates are
is
closed. Like
I'd
we're
be
not."
a mad motherfucker.
That's kind of I wasn't down with that. I
know
think there
you're
should be
talking
maybe you pay a premium if you don't do anything until you get there, but just shutting it off. If you have the space, come on. You know what I mean? Like I understand if it's a locked in, you've only got so many people, and you
to bring up the money aspect. Like the only reason, like we were talking about it was topic of conversation amongst us the last couple of months, and we just decided not to do it because of how much more work it becomes. You know what I mean? The thing is, with the money, it would open up the door for us to be able to do more things, provide more things. It wouldn't be you coming out of your pocket to buy, mimosas. It wouldn't be as complicated to do so many other aspects or be providing things. And honestly, all the money that we made off this thing, all we're going to do is fucking go spend it back on riding bikes across country. You know what I
Putting
mean?
it back into this shit.
I came out of pocket on those 3 bottles of syrup that they chugged last year. So just so y'all know.
Yeah.
Cost you $12.
At the dollar store
shit was
too.
great
God
value
knows,
shit,
it was dollar store syrup. It was real brands, but it was
Hell
dollar
yeah.
store. So it probably went to Kazakhstan first. And they didn't sell it, so they sent it back to Moyers, Oklahoma.
Like all those Super Bowl tees that.
That might have even been Aunt
The
Jemima,
losing
now
team
that I
Super Bowl
think about
teams?
it.
Yeah, for sure. Is there, I haven't been looking at the deal, has there been any questions or inquiries on what?
Nah, they've all been pretty well answered.
No? Okay.
They're all just
They're just talking shit?
making
Yeah,
their own plans.
Mark-
No, there's people planning fucking shit.
Mark's had a couple good ones. The Mark Beauty Area. I know I'm butchering that probably, but he's had a couple legit ones. But I think we've gotten them all.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like
Big trouble.
we shouldn't have too many questions because of how we cover this and how frequently we cover this. But
There's
shit,
people
if,
finding this every
if
day.
there are, you're absolutely
Cat
right.
showed us a bike night 2
Yep.
nights ago, or whatever, 3 nights ago now, and said I just found this podcast like
Yeah.
a week ago. Like, heard about the bike night, want to come check it out, and I
It's
mean,
kind of crazy.
yeah.
It's
So
kind of crazy. When
it's
you think
not,
about
man.
it.
Everybody's in there.
Yes.
We've talked about it in our inner circle about having burnout on certain things and things that you see a guy that's been all of a sudden he's found this scene, whatever you want to call it, for 2 years,
Yeah.
and he's so pumped. He's at a different level than where we're at, and there's.
Right.
Sometimes I have to get out of my own shitty to still turn from Justin Kelly to remember, okay, whatever, I've been there, because who am I, dude? There's dudes that have done it 50 more years than me. And just keep it on in relation as far as there's always somebody starting new, and you never know where somebody's at.
I think he does sell ice there, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yep.
Question about t-shirts.
He sells ice
All right,
there.
so
and have T-shirts for sale.
Here's
there.
T-shirts. This is how it's going down. That shit costed a lot more money this year. So T-shirts are going to be cash only, and it's $30 a shirt. And we have 270 of them. We have 75
Y'all voted for him, motherfuckers. Here you go. Y'all voted for him.
75. We have 75 extra larges, 75 larges, 50 2XLs, 30 3XLs, and
Big
40
boys.
mediums. We didn't do smalls because we had a lot of smalls left over last year.
Yeah.
No, people were buying smalls just to have the shirt.
Yeah.
Or bring home their
To
old
bring home
ladies
and
or
hang them
whatever,
up
yeah.
or whatever.
Tack it up in the
Kids.
garage.
You got to show up to get it.
And they start, we'll have them on the first, but they won't. The thing is that, like, if we sell some at, like, the bike night or the pre-party, those dudes might not show up to the camp out, right? And that's the whole point. And this is completely Tarpon Turbo Craig's deal. Yeah, you have to get 2 shirts and sew them together, bro.
God damn, 5X, homeboy?
Brady's cool. He's cool.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But no, so it's funny story about the shirts this year, right? So last year Conrad did the shirts. Cody has them on. A great shirt.
Yeah.
There was a lot of images that I sent him that were of like actual people at the camp out the year before.
One of them got used.
No, that's
not Tony?
It is Tony, but it's from his own shirt.
That's in the MC shop too. Yeah.
So I actually
He just took that on.
a lot.
That's fucking funny.
What he actually drew was my bike there, and then the picture of the guy in the middle. The rest of it, he kind of like copied and pasted from other shirts. Yeah, he did
I
that.
always thought that guy looks like Jacob.
Yeah,
A little bit.
It was supposed to be Steve Chamberlain from the party here.
Yeah.
where he was flipping off and had the White Claw in his hand. So I messaged him in December, said, "Hey man, I want to do this shirt," and he said, "I can't get one done before April." I was like, "Well, fuck, all right." And so then Shade Tree Surgeon has this guy in Thailand does them, and that's where a lot of people are going now to get this shit done in Thailand because everybody here charges like $500 to $800 to do a design like that versus there they do it for $200. Well, I gave this guy in Thailand all the information in January, and then 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago I hit him up and go, "Hey man,
What's popping?
I need the design because I got to go to print next week," and I didn't hear shit from him. So I go and I've always like sketched the bikes on the iPad, like drawn.
Used your money for a sex change.
Well, he didn't give my money yet. So I've always drawn my outlines of my bikes and stuff on the iPad. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos. I'm gonna figure out how to do this shit. And 25 fucking hours later, I came up with the design that's been the cover of this podcast, which are all photos except for that exceptional titty on there of things that took place at the camp out that I actually shot the photo. So the photo of Lot Lizard doing the burnout on top of the mountain, Justin and Rachel, doing the burnout and chugging the wine at the deal. Sit down Steve doing the wheelie that he did that wheelie that I drew on the dirt on the way up the road to the
hill,
camp
yeah.
out. So I was like, fuck yeah, this is dope. And then of course Joey Borrelia with his big cowboy hat and his little pecker hanging out or some shit.
What packing, boy?
He's all balls posted up, just poking it out. So, I was like, fuck it, I'll figure it out. I drew it, and I was like, holy shit, like this, it doesn't look bad. At least it doesn't to me. I was like, fuck, I think I can run with this. And so I finished it, and I'm like stoked, and I'm like, I pay for all the shirts, I get everything done, and then my guy in Thailand shows me the shit he just got done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, man, like, you didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, it was only $250, so I just went ahead and paid him for it. I just assumed that the language barrier or whatnot. I don't want to fuck the dude. He drew the stuff, so $250, paid him, whatever, But so I drew the design. I actually just finished the front, so it's going to be on the back of the shirt, and then the front's going to have an FLC 5, and same thing as last year. We'll have the logos and the tag. All the shirts are labeled, like, so easy to go, but it's a nightmare. It's a pain in the ass. On top of trying to get all the paint jobs done and shit like that have to be done for the camp out.
People are asking that, if they can prepay for one.
No,
but
uh-uh.
they just
Bring
gotta-
your ass,
gotta
bring
get-
your cash.
Get there.
It's just that simple, homie.
Yeah.
Bring your ass, bring your cash.
Like when you come to the campground and you don't have $30 cash, I'm not taking PayPal. There's no money trail on this thing right here. It's all
just
cash.
Super fucking simple. It's
Simple.
It's just that simple.
And I mean,
Show up,
honestly,
hand you money.
We
hand
had
you turn.
shirts. We did 250 shirts last year, and we had shirts all the way up until Friday,
Yeah.
like Friday night, right? There was still some. There
Yeah,
wasn't.
We put them up. Fuck, it might even been until Saturday night.
Yeah, it may have been because I think you put them up kind of early Friday so you could fucking do away with that shit.
Yeah.
And
And here's the other thing too, like they're not going to be for sale all day, every day, right?
Yeah.
certain times.
If you come up with a group of fucking 15 guys or whatever, and like we all want to buy shirts, all right, well, might snag it up, right?
Yeah.
But if it's one guy, it there'll be kind of a designated time, if you will, like there was last year.
We'll probably just jump
pretty
on the
much
mic
we
and
just
say,
say,
hey, we're about
hey,
to open up the
about to
shirts.
sell some shirts up.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just that simple. Fucking shirts for sale. Come grab one if you want one. Cash money. That's it. Bring
Yeah.
exact change too. Don't be a motherfucker.
Who the fuck is that?
Hey.
Is your weed guy? Hey!
sit down, James.
Who's it? Huh? Jetty? Yeah. Oh fuck.
Oh, that big old bitch.
I think he's trying to surprise you. He goes, don't say anything.
So I want to give Sketchy Glad a shout out real quick because he's been making posts on social media and everybody's been sharing it. That basically, if you ever feel dumb, kind of comments. Have y'all seen some of that shit he's been doing? Dude, it's been a fucking hilarious. He better have his clothes on. Oh.
What's up, man? What's up? That's my campout, huh? What's up, dude? My guy. I'm gonna go get some shorts.
Look at this shit. Oh my god.
God damn, that's a lot of man meat.
He's like a fucking gorilla, dude.
Oh, I'm like a honky Kong.
He fucking smells. He just did the Buffalo Bill. Thought he did. He got it.
Let's see it. Fucking
He
mangina.
smells like a
That's
gorilla.
exactly what he did the last time he was on a podcast.
He smells like a gorilla. Ugh.
That honky Kong, baby.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great.
Is all his pubes shaved?
No shit, right?
Trim.
So that's a bearskin jockstrap that Rachel got him.
That was.
Bro,
What?
we got to get you some kind of.
Bring that cooler over here. Here, throw some more beers here. Bring that cooler over here. We'll share this mic.
There you go.
That's probably Rachel right there. Said, I'm about to go up here and act a fool.
She didn't drop you off?
No.
Oh, fuck.
It's your podcast debut, huh? Yeah, I'm back.
I'm back.
Welcome back, bitches.
This just turned from a serious podcast into a shit show.
Oh, it's super serious.
I'm serious.
We're being educational and everything over here, Jetty.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
People are asking like real questions. We're not even drunk yet.
Oh my god. He brought a whole level of energy in here. I wasn't ready.
I feel it.
What a time to tune in.
He hits the.
Did y'all see the
This
mangina?
is coming up.
Yeah, make sure to hit that like button. You're right.
Man. Yeah,
Like
right?
and subscribe. OnlyFans, come on.
Goddamn Jetty. Well, if that's not a sneak preview of the type of bullshit that happens up there,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
better
know what
bring
it
that
is.
to the camp out.
What's your favorite camp out memory?
Favorite camp out memory is me staring at Justin Kelly, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and he said, "What the fuck are you staring at?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't know." He's like, "What the fuck are you staring at?" I said, "Nothing, man. I'm floating." He's like, "Motherfucker, your feet are planted on the stage. What the fuck's wrong with you?" And that's where that started. That was my favorite camp out memory so far.
What's y'all's favorite camp?
Not when you met your chick?
Oh, that was a good one. Why did you call me out? Fuck.
Hey, that's
Damn.
an introduction. You can't be like
yeah,
that.
I-
You can't be like that. Introduction.
just-
That's all
Damn.
it is.
So you met your chick at Fast Life Campout 4.
That is correct.
She just moved
You're
in.
welcome.
Yeah, she just moved in, sold her house. Shit, she's solid.
Hell yeah. She all right.
Shit.
She all right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, you chopped me at the nuts on that one.
Right?
didn't you?
No, I just
He's a dick
I thought I was
like
trying
that.
to help you out with that. I thought we
Help.
I would like.
That's help.
I was trying to tee it up for you, bro.
I'm shooting hard. It's fine.
A wing and a miss.
For sure.
My bad. I
place
didn't
take
read
a
the
shit.
room right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's a good time.
What is y'all's favorite camp out memory?
Getting engaged.
Obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
What a sweetheart.
I had to throw that out there.
See how it's done?
He's getting laid tonight.
Yeah, he is. I'm gonna be on the couch.
By y'all, because I'm fucking staying out here, so.
I remember embarrassing moment. I remember like it was first or second camp out. We were still camping real close to the fire. And I don't think that you realize how much your voice travels when you're in your tent talking to your old lady.
Oh, yeah.
And I was trying to talk dirty to her. I'm like, when I come and pull out, do it on your face. And so it's like, dude, I heard you last night. Did you do it? It's like, no.
No.
They don't shoot as far as it used to.
It's warmer in there.
Sweating like a pig in that tent.
How about y'all?
Yeah, I'm super drunk. I'm like fucking like dripping sweat. Like, come on.
That.
She's like, it's not happening tonight. I'm like, no, it's not. It is happening.
You're loving it, right?
Hey, buddy. Hey, man.
What's yours, Cody?
Favorite camp out memory.
Mimosa's and sleeping all day, huh?
Fuck you.
Everybody's like, hey, did you make sure Cody's breathing?
One time, God damn it.
Yeah. Arkansas could have beat you that time.
Yeah, they could have. Maybe.
One out of.
If you'd have woke me up,
lifetime.
told me somebody was beating me, then I might have got up.
What was that meme?
Doubt
Like,
it.
just woke up. Like, oh, shit,
I
okay,
don't know,
let's
man.
go.
I mean, if I'm being cliche and getting sentimental here, I mean, it'd be my first camp out experience, you know, just showing up and meeting all you motherfuckers and being accepted and being able to fucking ride and hang out and just being one of the bros, you know.
What did you feel like going home after you fucking came out there all by yourself like that?
I
And
was
riding
fucking-
home all by
Oh,
yourself.
I was fucking pumped. I was, I couldn't wait to get back, you know, and tell everybody, like, how fucking cool it was. Like, y'all, you know, there's people out there like us, you know, even though I was. It's not just us. Yeah, even though I was on a fucking gas big wheel, but.
You found the
Still got it.
Underground
Gonna show
Railroad
up with
of
it this
motorcycles.
year.
Yeah,
boy.
I mean, I fucking still rode with y'all and everything.
Big trouble. Cody don't have a camp out
That's
memory.
a good one. They all blur together, but.
You know
No,
what? That's
you know.
probably fucking. You thinking back, the first camp I was probably as sober as you've ever been
Probably.
at any of them.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to.
Like you weren't totally acting a fool that way.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So that might actually be a
That's probably the
semi-true
most
statement.
memorable one.
Yeah, yeah. The only one that there was memories on.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Hey,
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 fill it up. Fill it up.
What do you got?
How about you, J Dog?
I'd probably have to go back through my pictures and videos and see if there's. I know there's. Man, I've had some like lose my shit laughing moments at some of those. So I know there was a funny story or something that I'm just not thinking of. But kind of like Cody said, kind of cliche. I'll take my chance to get kicked in the nuts. But the first one, like I said, I had bike night. I'd been hanging out with you guys for a minute, but not very long.
Yeah.
And that was the one I just remember. There was a part where Kyle and I were riding. We were just kind of like bar to bar, going through like a hilly section, and it was just one of those like.
Was that when he wrecked?
No. This is we were both on street balls.
Okay.
And there's like a moment like we looked over, like everything slowed down. There was like a nod. We got back and it was like the step, but like, did we just become best friends? Like it was like, yep. And like after that, it was just like. I don't know, just hanging out. It was like another level, like a friendship, and that was just like kind of Cody said, the hanging out with the dudes. It took the bike night where I was already like, oh, this bike night's rad. It was, dude. It took it up a notch or two. Where next thing you know, this was the next fucking level.
Or if I can chime in, one more time, I'll say the Fast Life Campout 3.
Like night?
No, Campout memory.
Fuck, man, you put me on the spot. I wasn't ready. Let me think about it.
All right, think about it.
Say
Go back to
Cody.
what
So,
you're
so
saying.
I was gonna say, if I can chime in again, the Fast Life Campout 3.
Corona camp out.
When I finally got the fucking Softail and it could actually ride with everybody.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That one was super memorable. That was the one that you went off. But that was that was the like fuck you, we're doing this over everything camp
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Was that the
That
COVID
was
one?
yeah. COVID
2020.
camp out was Fast Life 3, and that was, dude, anybody who was at Fast Life 3 for whatever reason, like that was like that was a fuck you to everybody in a lot of ways. And essentially, like, you know, when people come from all over, like there's you pay some respect because you're like, y'all went through some shit to get here. That one in particular is like,
A month after
you might have just told your job, your fucking old lady, your grandparents, everybody, like, fuck you, I'm doing this. I don't care about no pandemic. That was, I don't know, it was just super rad on
and
that
that was
one.
still at the time where it was as skeptical as I am, and that virus isn't going to get me. It was solar enough. You're like, fuck, man, I don't know enough.
It's kinda
like,
sketchy, right?
Yeah, I want
Right.
to talk shit, but maybe this thing's something I don't know
Right.
about. So you were risking that in addition to the, like, you know, I know California was locked down. And they made it seem like I made a couple joke memes, like the DPS all like on a state highway, like blocking it down, like unless they're doing this, like we're coming.
Yeah.
And but no, it was like you said, that was as far as a bonding experience with everybody there, because it was like, fuck yeah, man,
Yeah.
to the man.
It pushed pause on our trajectory a little bit because we were expecting essentially last year's turnout the year prior. Yeah. And last year finally was like, we're on the back side of the pandemic and all this shit. People have become more comfortable with it and all that. And now it's like, you know, it's over. So it should be even greater than we've ever had. Yeah. And that's, but those last couple years threw a wrench into the fucking growth pattern that we had already established over the first couple years.
We're not even 2 hours in. The shirts don't come off till at least 3 hours.
Jetty lived with his shirt off, so it ain't no different.
No shirt.
Yeah.
He don't own a shirt.
Kyle, you got a great memory yet?
I think most of y'all covered most of them because I share a lot of those same ones. But I guess I could say last year my buddies came out the first ones I met when I moved to Greenville
Yeah.
13 years ago, and they came out to the camp out last year in a car. They didn't ride motorcycles or anything, but I think they both just took their safety courses last week. Mm-hmm. Both bought some fucking DR 400 Enduros, and they're fucking ripping out on bikes next.
Fuck.
See, that's fucking
Yeah,
dope
come on,
too,
dude,
man.
like,
Like, even if you listen to this and you're on the
Inspiration.
edge about getting a bike or whatever, just fucking come. You know, if you do show up in a car, who gives a fuck? Just come hang out, come fucking party.
I've said it before. Those two guys were some of my favorite people last
Yeah.
year. One of the guys is just funnier than you believe, and like they play off each other. As far as they're some of my favorite dudes to meet and hang out with last year. And if fuck the bike thing, if they were coming back in the Mustang this year, come on, like I'm still gonna hang out over there plenty of time. But yeah, that's rad.
Because once the bikes are put up, it doesn't matter how you got there. It literally doesn't matter. You're just camping and hanging out and drinking and doing what we're doing anyway. So the bike really didn't matter.
I think for me, like the best memories, it's hard to like put it all in one. Like, what is the top one? Because like when you proposed, like that was a special memory for me as well. Being a friend of yours, seeing that happen. Also, that was the COVID year. I feel like the COVID year was probably the most earned camp out anyone has ever been to because it was one of the first events, and I'm not saying this like to toot a horn. It was one of the first events that actually went through with happening when the whole country shut down. And, and this was like end of April. Mm-hmm. We didn't know what to expect. We just assumed that it was just going to be us partying. It would be 40 of us like it was the first year. Mm-hmm. But we had like over 200 or 300 people that COVID year, right? That event, like that was the first time I started taking pictures at the camp out. And so I had rad pictures of you and your old lady. I got this sweet ass picture of Kyle with his Hell Yeah Brother shirt on
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just like this bulge in his pants that like even makes my underwear tight. I got a lot of great photos and it was like fun for me, like running around taking pictures, and that was kind of like the first year I ever did that. And then last year, we were able to do so much better photos with the cameras, the lighting and all that shit. To me, there's also this special moment last year. Let me say this: that reel that I made, when I watch that reel, it makes me feel like that warmth that you talked about when you drink some tequila.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that whenever I watch that reel because this motherfucker's face at the beginning,
Oh, that's the best fucking part.
'and then
Motherfucking fast.
ironically,
like
this motherfucker's
Campout
face
4.
at the end of it after the dude fucking chugs the goddamn
Syrup.
the
Yeah,
syrup. I'm
yeah.
like, that's the energy
Moss glide.
that
Yeah.
that's the energy that like fuck, it's so infectious. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucking fast life camp out for.
It's one of those things.
Jaden carries that energy
Yeah, he
at all
does.
times, so that's one of the great
That
things
event,
about
though,
him.
that's one of those things where it's hard for me not to walk around with a straight smile on my face.
If I could have,
Sure.
I tried to
I
screenshot
don't
his
need-
face when he was like that to do it on the front of the t-shirt, and I couldn't
Yeah.
get it out.
Like I don't
Oh, that
need
would be
the like the mushrooms and everything are fun, but man, it's honestly like the camp out gives me
There's
such
no
a,
drugs there.
gives me such a just
Shit.
good feeling, like the I don't know, pride, whatever you want to call it, but looking around
Portobello.
and seeing everybody, it's I can't describe it. And there's
100%.
so far I haven't found anything. As much as I feel like I've gone to all the cool shows, I've done all the cool stuff. I haven't found anything that even comes close to touching it as far as the vibes I get at the camp out and just being
Well, if you
happy
think
with
about it,
what's
like if
there.
you go to a hardcore cycle show, right? Let's say that like that was Froggies.
Which all that stuff is awesome. I'm not talking shit on anything else, but it's just there's just I don't know if it's the grassroots thing or whatever, but it's just a vibe where this is ours. And when I say ours, I mean
collectively
everybody
ours.
that's fucking there. If I can see you, it's your camp out too. And there's just something where everybody kind of knows it, and it's like there's just knowing nods.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. It's my happy place. It's my fucking adult Disneyland.
I feel that. I feel that for sure. I think that there's not really a way to characterize it. You have to feel it, and unless if you don't attend one year, right, then you don't understand what that feeling truly is, you know. And the way that we all kind of have an ownership in this is because we all keep putting into it, right? The failure and or success of this event is contingent upon the people, all of us, whether it's just our local cats or all the people across the country. You come
Yeah.
and it grows and it succeeds. You don't and it fucking goes back to small shit. Either way, like it's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
It really is.
Anytime I talk about it on social media, anybody I meet that hasn't been or that I meet on a bike, it's the first thing I tell them about. Have you ever heard about it? Have you ever? Do you want to go? Like, you can fucking meet up with me. When I truly say on social media that it's my favorite event of the year, it is my fucking favorite event of the year because
Agreed.
it's so different from every other event throughout the year by far. It's way more personable. Bish. Hey, did y'all know Jetty's helmet says "I fucked your mom" hidden in the paint?
Which one?
The new pink one.
The new pink
the
one?
pink one
Yeah.
with the graffiti on the back?
Yeah, it
The
says
purple.
I fucked your mom.
Jeremy was showing me
Did Jeremy
the
fuck your
pictures.
mother?
Jeremy was showing me the pictures of a mod band he was doing. Is that one for you too? The mod bandit one? The mod. It's got fucking this like what's the officer from Simpsons on there? It's fucking so dope. It's a mod bandit.
Oh, the big I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Officer Wiggum.
Wiggum?
Chief Wiggum.
Wiggum.
So dope. Yeah, so I feel like the you know, you could have like an open mic session with everybody that's been to a camp out before, where they'll be able to come through here and be like, oh man, I fucking had a blast at this one or that one or whatever. And man, I feel like it's just dope that it happens. Like there's something, I think we touched on it earlier where we were talking about how you can go to Sturgis, and Sturgis is an amazing event that everybody should experience in their life. But I think Cody said it best. It's like you're at the Buffalo Chip, and everybody you wants to hang out with is at Black Hills Harley.
You're one of 500,000 people.
And so how do you link up? And then those guys over there, they ain't trying to wait on nobody to catch up. And they're also like, well, fuck, we want to go to the restaurant later. We got 15 more dudes with us. We ain't going to be able to do shit.
Right.
So it's like, we're kind of good. Like, we're kind of capped out at our fucking groups tonight. You know what I mean? So the Campout's like different where
There's no cap.
there's no cap. Like, we're all partying at the same spot. You know what I'm saying? And
You can eat at different times. You can shit at different times. You can do whatever. But there ain't no cap because we're all in the same spot. And there's no other
You'll
side of
probably-
town. The
you'll
only
probably
difference
link
is
up-
if you're riding somewhere and somebody's not or what. So what? In a few hours, you'll be right back with everybody.
And if like you connect with a group and they're all talking about going to ride somewhere tomorrow, like then you can jump on board with that ride and be a part of that group going to get fucking lunch or some shit. You know what I mean? But
And that's another thing. If you, let's say you are smashing some big miles that come down here and you know, man, I want to get there kind of chill. If you're worried about missing out on the ride, you're not. The rides are fun. They're dope. You're going to, I don't know. It's beautiful roads. It's been covered. But it's, if you're worried about like the campsite turning into a
Ghost town?
ghost town, that is not the case.
Always something.
There's definitely more people and a lot of people that come from many miles chill the fuck out, at least for the first day.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that hang back. You know, the day drinking starts in. You realize, man, I'm just kind of having a blast.
Like
here.
kick it at camp.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want
might
to
jump in the river.
So
Yeah. Hell
the
yeah.
campsite is so fun that it'll actually make you. It'll challenge whether or not you want to go ride that day, just because you kind of don't want to miss the party going on.
Yeah.
I fall asleep and not wake up all damn day.
Shoot.
Bitch, I was drunk by
Shoot.
Well, I wish y'all could bring this up.
That's all right.
I was
You'll be
drunk
able-
by noon,
You'll be able to
goddammit.
change
I got your back,
You'll be able
double
to
champ.
change it.
double check.
You know what though? I guess maybe that's a opportunity that I'll put our annual disclaimer in this motherfucker. I kind of voice a reason in a sense. When it comes to like going out on your rides or whatever, whether it's a big group ride or solo or whatever, super great roads and all this, but don't sleep on the roads. There are some spots that are pretty fucking technical. There are some spots that people have slipped up on, and I guess I'm not gonna
Jones.
I'm not gonna go into it like I did. I think last year I was maybe a little dicky about it, but basically ride.
Go at it the same way.
Just ride within your limits. Understand
Well, I
what
don't-
you can and can't do. That is not the venue to prove how big your fucking dick is. If you want to go race somebody,
How
go
fast
race on
your
a
bike
track.
is, yeah.
All that bullshit. Essentially, this event is an event with hundreds of people, right? So whatever happens affects all of those people. If you make a mistake because you're trying to be too cool or you're trying to tough guy it or whatever and you fuck up, that can impact the masses. So just ride within your limits, understand what you can be. Don't try to be the fucking
main thing is like
big
realize,
guy.
understand that like all the things that you bought for your bike doesn't necessarily make you a better rider. And so when you get on the Talamina, like for a lot of people in the Midwest, they don't ride terrain, right? They ride flat roads and maybe they got one sick ass curve or a cloverleaf in their neighborhood. Real talk.
Clovers are big up
What
there.
is a clover leaf?
It's how you transition intersections up there.
Oh, roundabout?
No, just like
like
every
what goes
intersection is
So like
half. It
the
looks like cloverleaf.
where my house is, like you have to do the loop to go.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
it's if you look at it from the top, it's a clover
I
leaf.
got you.
The thing is that like the Talamina has level changes. It has terrain. It's up and down. So you could be going downhill almost in like a
a
corkscrew
lot of
esque
decel
thing.
turns, yeah.
And so like as a guy that's ridden a lot of different roads in America, I pucker up whenever I go through roads where I think I'm doing good, and then all of a sudden there's a fucking drop and a turn
Drop,
where you
decel,
have the
blind
momentum
turn.
of your bike and gravity going down, and you have to come into a turn. That fucks me up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to it. I don't live in Colorado or California or the Smokies
Right.
where that's just more predominant. But so just when you get out there and you start riding it, like, you know, keeping up with someone's good. Like if you want to like challenge yourself that way to just stay kept up, cool. But don't try. I mean, these roads ain't big enough to be trying to go fucking lap people and pass them and whatnot. And there's always it's a public road, so there's always a potential of gravel or other shit on the road that you can wash out on.
Right.
And
And you
These
are,
roads are 30 miles an hour, and you'll be ripping 70, 80 miles through these things.
and you are like as welcoming and friendly as camp is. Like when you get out on these roads, you are in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah,
so
they're-
there's emergency services are not
Good point.
nearby,
Yeah,
right?
good point.
So
Yeah.
you just need to fucking be mindful of that. You know, it's just common sense, right? Be an adult. Don't be fucking an adolescent who needs to be told how to handle themselves. Simple as that.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's been a year yet that somebody hasn't went down.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Like maybe the first year.
Yeah. So apparently
No,
these
first-
disclaimers don't really mean much, but
Yeah, there's-
we just have to
Yeah.
we have to at least say something. You know what I'm saying?
And there's been varying levels of going down, but that's the
washout
like y'all
or
said.
whatever.
The road, these aren't groomed. This isn't a groomed track. You know, these are very
Yeah.
rural roads.
Yeah.
The epitome of the term, as a matter of fact. Some of them are cool, but man, some of them you're doing your thing. So, like you said, they're extremely technical in some spots, and just ride with caution. It's not a race. There's never once since anybody's got back to camp and like, oh, dude, did you see the guy on the fucking purple road glide? He was so fast. Like, it just doesn't work like that. And vice versa. Nobody goes, oh, man, did you see the guy that was the dead last?
Yeah, right.
Nobody fucking
Nobody cares.
You don't win nothing for being
Right.
first. You
The
don't
worst-
lose nothing for
what
being
you don't
last.
wanna
I remember,
Oh,
so
did you
Cody's
hear about-
first year having his bike was, I guess, was a COVID camp out. That was his first year having his Softail.
Yeah.
Me and Steve led a ride going out, and then Cody was in it. And then Cody just kind of like, Cody's fast. He's a fast rider, so he
very
kind
fast
of
rider.
moseyed up in front of me and stuff like that. And I just started getting pelted with rocks. And I was like,
Open my world.
I'm not into this.
You see my bag, right? That was from you. The rock chip. So I'm gonna need you to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah,
Like how you actually push someone's bike over, you're responsible, but you just load them up with rock chips and you're like, hey man, keep the fuck up. Pass me. And then he started rock chipping me.
I'm not going to go down a big rabbit hole. Like I said, I think I did a little too hard last year, but it's just, I just want to at least take a moment to acknowledge some of that stuff.
Well, we want
and just put it
everybody
out
to go
there.
home
Because there's not
safe.
going to be, it's not going to be like, all right, camp, let's have a pre-ride fucking, it ain't going to fucking happen, right?
Yeah, no.
Just go out there, be yourself, have a good time.
Ride your limits.
Know your limits.
yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that they're not coming to an organized
Yeah.
Not a fucking
event.
dealership
There's no
ride.
fucking
It's not a
ride
goddamn
captain.
poker.
You're not filling out some kind of
Later.
release form.
Yep.
It's nothing like that. Like this is like grown adult shit. Like you choose to be here. You're on here on your own accord. You know what I mean? Like you're not paying to be inside the campground, which like I said, the reason why if we did it that way, there's also like insurance things and things like that we always get into. You know what I'm saying? Like I looked into all this shit. Trying to make money on you motherfuckers. Nah.
But it's just not worth it to be the guy that goes
It's not.
down.
Hell
'Cause
no.
like I said, it can go from
Hell no.
a couple scratches on the bike and no harm, no foul. You got to use some vice.
Do you want to go
grips
down?
as
Go
a-
down like Jones did and just like wash out in the mud.
Yeah, but it's still.
I mean, Jaden did too. It's one of
Yeah,
those
like I
things.
said,
Like
it's-
you can
it's
just
just,
firsthand
And
speak to it.
luckily, you broke a shifter and something else.
yeah,
you were able
shit
to-
problem.
But we was able to get you back to
Yeah,
camp, and
used a vice
it was
grip,
good.
Set of vice clamps as a gear shifter and limped it back 70 miles.
But there was there's other people that wasn't so fortunate.
Yeah, and you just don't want to be that guy. And like I said, there's always people getting into it new. The cycle's always starting over. So yeah, I don't mind saying it. Call me an asshole if you want. But your Olin's and your riding ability better than anybody. Your parts make up so little. They make up for so little, like so much less than you think they do. So that's
All
all.
those internet shit talkers on Craig's performance
Yeah.
bagger page.
Well, I'm not even trying to talk
My
shit.
ape hangers, I lap y'all motherfuckers.
Show up, bitch.
Yeah, and I'm not even.
Fuck all that shit. Just fucking bring it back in. Come race me.
I'm not even trying to come at it from that way, but I'm just saying if you think you've done a bunch of stuff, but you're not better on the bike,
you're fast?
it's not gonna end up
Go as
well
fast as
for
I
you.
can
Like I
back.
said, when you
Be a
hit
man.
the downgrade corkscrew backwards.
Yeah,
and-
No, you hit it
very
on the head.
technical.
And I think that maybe that's the.
I just want to see everybody. I just don't want to hear. I just don't want to hear it one time like,
Didn't-
oh, you're so and so.
Didn't y'all do a ride somewhere
My
last
heart
year with
drops
like
every
Big
time.
Trouble and all the guys? Where'd y'all go? Just rode.
This road.
I just and the other thing is like because a lot of people have never been to that
Yeah.
part of the country, right? And it's beautiful, but don't underestimate the roads. The roads are surprisingly technical. They're
They are.
they're pretty technical. Like you said, there's a lot of inverted and I don't know. You'll figure it out when you ride
a lot
it.
of
But
switchbacks.
there's a lot of technicality in these roads that
downhill
are
turns, uphill turns.
not far from camp.
Yeah. There's so when you leave the campsite, if you're headed towards the Talamina, which is where kind of like the ridges of the mountains kind of start, there's 20 miles to that town, Clayton?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which has
Don't
the
quote
only
me.
bike
That's-
shop in that whole area.
Don't quote me, but if you want to see how fast your bike can go,
Oh, God.
That's the road.
that's the road to figure it out. 'Cause
Everybody, that's a drag race road.
when you leave the campsite and you turn right out of the campsite, we pretty much
After we
open
got
it
done
up.
with the disclaimer. Who wants to go fast?
I won't go fast.
You know what? Last year was the first year in 4 years that we've even seen sheriffs.
So yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
this is something where I found out.
Usually
too.
there's not a lot of police out there at
Well,
all.
I think they came because
I think they did,
stunt
too.
show shit.
So apparently, where that cop sat at the top of the hill,
It's county line, right?
that's county line. They couldn't come down and fuck with us, so they might have called some other one to come fuck with us.
but
But
I think they were pretty fucking cool about it.
yeah, I mean,
as cool as they're gonna be.
They didn't fuck with us.
Yeah. No, we still haven't been fucked with, but last year literally was the first year we even seen anybody. Besides that one time that, okay, we kind of ran from the cops one time. But that was still when it was really young. And
Yeah.
it was just the local guys. I don't know. But otherwise, we literally have not seen police. They have not been involved. They have never, like, entered camp premises ever. And that's one of the great parts about it is it's a little lawless, which allows that peace of mind or that freedom because
As long
you're
as-
out there not.
you got to keep in your mind when
concerned.
you're riding around these towns. These are those towns where you're doing 70 and then it goes down to 30 to
Yeah.
go through the town, or 20 miles an hour, right?
And then jumps back to 70.
So don't come through these towns like balls to the wall, like I'm on the way to the camp out. Like don't do that. Like follow laws. But when there's fucking 50 of you,
Yeah.
fucking break the law, bro. Be a man.
We do
1 in
not
50
condone
chance,
that.
bro. 1 in 50 chance.
gonna
Don't
be me.
We
don't
do
be the
not
guy in the
condone
front. Don't be the guy in the last. You're gonna be
Just
good.
be, the
Be in the
black,
middle.
just be on the black Harley. You'll be all right.
Don't pull
100%.
over.
Yeah. Don't stop.
Yeah.
All these shiny ass bikes we got rolling through.
There
They'll be able
is-
to pick some of them out.
There
real
is
quick.
a cop presence out
Don't be
there,
doing
but
your
as long as
acrobatics on the side of the road.
Yeah. All right.
as long as you're not like being, riding through a town like being wild, like you're gonna be good. Like I said, when you go through Talahina before you get to the Talamina Parkway, it slows. You gotta slow down. You gotta fucking like do the law there. These small towns, like they pride themselves, or they make so much money off guys like you ripping through the town, thinking that like fuck it, there's nobody here,
Right.
because you haven't seen anybody for 50 something miles, and then they're all sitting right there waiting on that speed limit to change down from fucking 50 to 40 and hit you with the 20 over, and
But as long as you're not sweating that stuff, like everything out there is so motorcycle friendly. Like these towns that we're speaking about, these little areas, they are built around us. They are built around people that are traveling specifically to ride this road or to be in that
Yeah,
area.
that scenic byway brings a lot of
For
tourism.
sure.
For
These little
that
diners
town.
we're talking about wouldn't fucking exist if these motorcyclists weren't coming out there every other weekend. You know what I'm saying? And that's just so we're doing our part when we're out there. We're contributing to the economy that exists in that little part of the world. We're contributing to who's been a great partner for us, Adam Sandoval and his campground, and he keeps injecting our revenue back into his site, which makes this better for us every single fucking year because our venue is as good, if not better, than damn near any fucking campground you're gonna be at. And that's just, you can't ask for much more.
I agree.
But if you do break down, there's this crazy fucking one-tooth redneck motherfucker out there
Chuck.
named Chuck. That
Talking about Chuck?
He'll help you out. There's like one mechanic out in
Hey,
the
he's
middle of
actually
nowhere.
got-
He's out of Clayton.
Yeah.
and which is that town that's
He
20
serves
miles
beer
down the
there and
road.
shit, like-
But yeah, he's got his own little spot.
I wanted to.
But
I
he's
wanted to
been-
set something up there with that guy. I just, haven't had time to go up there to try to make this happen. But
He's been the one guy that's helped people out though.
Yeah.
over the years.
like Craig has done with the camp. Like I don't know what he's gonna do this year, but like before we would go to the other bar and hang out there at the other bar at the camp at Craig's Campout.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be dope to have that
Chuck's.
at Chuck's, down the street kind of thing. So
Could he accommodate?
I'm pretty sure he could, but I don't know the guy. I've never been there.
I've never been there neither.
That'd be some like backwoods shit. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Dude,
Old Chucks.
so you know when
Shut down Chuck's.
when you do half of the
Shut
Talamina and
Yeah.
you come back on that low side,
That goes straight to Broken Bow.
I swear, we passed like right before one of those big bridges. There's like a couple big bridges in a row on the flat side.
Yeah.
There's a fucking bar on the right side.
On
And
the
it's like tucked off in the woods, like you can barely see it. We need to stop in that motherfucker one day.
we could figure it out.
It's
right now.
hard to fucking see, but I seen it, and
I synced it.
I seen it. Chuck is great. Sax.
Oh, Sax on there?
Chuck,
I feel like Sax is like cheating on us, all the other dudes up there.
Hey, Chuck's.
He fucking quit on us.
Did you get a little vibe of like the guy she's dating next when I
Yeah.
saw like filming other guys? I was like, okay, that's how it is. I guess he looks cool.
I guess he looks cool. You said it was a bar?
dude, it looked like a house with a little bar next to it. I didn't see a sign
So,
or nothing.
Sax, how far are you from Richfield, Utah? Put it in the comments. I'll get back to you.
Who's there?
Yeah.
So when we get off that highway and off the Talamina, and we head south, it's 259.
Yeah.
And we go through Big Cedar before we hit that really dope turn where we got the pictures of you and Sax and Jones ripping that corner, and Moss Glide was doing that corner too.
Right.
So that's kind of that, but it doesn't say anything about,
Dude, it looked like a little hole in the wall, like they probably sell beer
Probably
out of their
not on
house or
goddamn map.
something. But if I pass,
Oh, they don't have internet there, you think?
Nah,
They're not, do you think they're on Yelp?
No, Yellow Pages.
they're probably on dial up.
They got Netscape.
AOL.
How far are we into this one?
2 hours, dude. It feels like 4.
Do we want to keep going?
Fuck
Do we
yeah,
want to
I'll
end up
keep
in some
going.
rabbit holes,
Yeah,
or do we
let's
want to?
make it a shit show?
Do we
guys.
want to put a punctuation?
Everybody
mark and
came
have
for a
clean
shit show.
podcast for once.
Everybody
No,
came for a
never.
shit show.
No,
We're
never.
not doing
Everybody came for a shit show.
Here's the deal.
Don't melt that ice. There's so much ice in there. Just don't put it in there.
Ah!
But no, for sure, we're going to shut this one down at 3 hours.
3.
So we got
3?
an hour to be a shit show.
I think I have a way of doing it to where we can then go live on Patreon.
Yeah.
So like shut it down and then re-go live.
We could we could start talking about a trip.
Man.
We're gonna save that for next one.
So after the camp out, we'll do another after the camp we got to do the recap, and then we'll do
Then
the
we talk about
recap
the
and the trip podcast. You think we're going to go through 60 of these?
Now that Jenny's here, yeah.
We know our mom's a hoe.
Yeah, bish.
Kyle's still being responsible.
All right,
and
well,
shit.
let me
He's not
add-
even
yeah.
in. Do we
I like how he's leaning into this job real quick. Hey, Sax,
He's so serious.
thanks for
about it.
leaving, bro.
See what Kyle called us?
What?
Who's on my
I'm
camera?
the soundboard now.
Miss you, Sax.
He said, who's on my camera? I already know.
My man.
Who's on my cameras?
My man. Tell him sex.
Oh, Sax.
Well, I guess then if we're gonna stay camp out centric, we should really, if there's anything online, I don't know if anything's been coming up. Y'all have seen some of that, or if there's anything that y'all have received outside that of what we've covered thus far.
I'll put something
I don't
up
know.
there.
Yeah,
Johnny, Utah. So his wife is coming in. I don't know exact details, but I know she's flying out of Dallas. I think TL and I.
Dallas.
Well, she's flying to Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she's got to ride to the camp out because he was asking about somebody getting her back to the airport because obviously he'll be on the bike heading back to North Carolina and she needs to go to the airport for like a 3 o'clock flight. I think TL and I will have her. And I said, man, we'll probably have to get her there like 3 hours earlier than she needs to be.
Yeah.
But he said he's, with military, he's got the USO club or whatever, and that's fine. So I think we'll have her. But just a heads up, if anybody's in the airport area, or whatever, Irving, Bedford, wherever the airport is, if you're going back that way, that might, be a help. But other than it's little things like that.
Cano will take her.
Put a vehicle. Yeah, Cano take an old lady back. She my bitch now. Today.
But no, that's it as far as like people actually needing things. I know there's still some people trying to link up and things like that. So you may see that in some stories.
I can't wait to answer this one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
You
You figure it out. You get a U-Haul.
I hope you got AAA, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a great question because
Maybe we should actually say what the question was.
Okay, yeah, good call. Question on the live internet is, what do you do if your bike breaks down? I'm talking motor blows or something significant. So basically, when we talk about this stuff, it's no different than when we speak about traveling, right?
Yep.
If you're close, if you're far, or whatever, it's all part of being a grown person and understanding the risks and reward of travel. When we talk about traveling to these places that we've gone, thousands and thousands of miles away, it's a conversation that we've all had, and unspoken rule, essentially, when it comes to traveling, is the trip continues kind of with or without you in a lot of ways, right? You can't allow one person's misfortune, right? Going back to just our last topic of people wiping out, there's been people that have gone down previously at Campout, and we're providing a venue, but we're not the solution for everyone's quote unquote issues, right?
Yeah.
Of course, this is a community of help and benefit, and we'll do everything that you can. But when it comes down to it, this is part of being an adult. You have to make some choices, and you have to make some decisions on how you will resolve your issue, right? However that may be. If it is something more substantial, and it's one of those situations, I don't know how I'm going to do it or whatever, you can lean on the community a little bit, right? But at the end of the day, it does come down to the man, woman, that the issue is theirs to resolve that matter.
You can usually expect big help from the community,
But they can't solve your
But I
problems.
wouldn't bank on it. But just to be safe, I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Well, the main problem is he's riding a fixer.
I mean that's fine, but that's part of your
That's
part
part-
of your
that's part of-
equation.
that's part of being on that bike.
right?
Yeah, right.
100%. That's part of your equation.
Yeah.
It's
Anybody
Trey's
who
problem now.
chooses to
Hey.
do that,
Joe Kidd will pick it up for a grand.
Shit. Yeah, you won't even have to own it no more. Joe will just take it off your hands for you. You can fly the fuck
You
home.
can fly on,
Get
bro.
you a train ticket home.
You get
No,
on
well,
that same plane.
To
at
be honest with you,
DFW.
to answer that question as well, that's part of the personal excitement
And
of
challenge.
this challenge
Yeah.
of what this event provides. If you're leaving your house on a bike that you're uncertain on whether it's going to make it or not, if you feel confident that you can solve most problems other than like maybe your motor blowing, that's a fun. I've gone on those trips before. I enjoy those, kinda. There are a lot of anxiety.
It's
There's a lot of
iffy.
it's iffy, right? I remember when me and Jetty rode to Daytona on my FXR. It was the last trip I ever took on my FXR, and I kept stopping. It's like, man, you hear that tinging? And the closer I got to home, the more I fucking was like, fuck this bike, yeah,
I'm almost there.
let's go. But at the same time, like, if you don't have the means, the affordability, all these other things that like are needed to be able to do this type of stuff, then you, my friend, not to be a dick, need to grow up, figure it out. This is a
Pay that extra $7
Harley-
a month for AAA.
no a Harley's a
insurance.
grown man's game. It's
don't get your
expensive.
bike stolen.
Joe Kidd said this thing really great in this podcast. There are men that are 50, 60, 70, 80 years old right now that wish they could have owned a Harley in their life. They wish they could have done what we're doing right now.
Oh yeah.
And I know I was a big asshole what I just said, but I don't mean it that way. I just mean that, like, look, we're all sacrificing a lot of other things in our life to be on these Harleys and do this shit.
Yeah.
So you might have to sacrifice a little bit more than we have, but we've all made some sacrifice going on. Just figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? If you don't feel like your bike's gonna make it, then maybe you don't ride it.
I mean,
Maybe you just come in your
most
vehicle.
everybody.
You know your bike better than everybody else.
Absolutely.
For most everybody in this room, I feel like our only hobby is motorcycles, right?
Yeah,
That's all
Hey,
we
what's
do.
that softball team you're on?
Besides Jetty, I mean, he plays softball and shit, you know, but
Used
I like
could.
softball.
Used to
Leave me the fuck
could.
alone.
he's
Ain't
probably
nothing
got
wrong
like
with it,
he's probably
Bo.
got like
Ain't
a
nothing
$300
wrong- ain't
rolled
nothing wrong
bat,
with it.
fucking bitches loaded. You got tennis
Shut
balls
up,
in it or
Big
what?
Wheel.
Ain't nothing
Cody.
wrong with it, bro. No, but that's it. There's no, and it's not to be a dick about any of it. Because even the way that Jace phrased it or whatever, it's not about being a dick, but it is about just ownership of whatever, right? What do you do if your fucking mortgage is due and you ain't got it? You have to figure that out, right?
Figure
It
the fuck
ain't
out.
no different. It ain't no different. And this is your extra stuff. This is your hobby. This is something
Hey.
that you were doing for fun.
This guy said he blew his bike up on the way home from the campout last year.
How about that?
What'd you do, Dino Man?
How about that?
Did you figure it out?
And that's
Yeah,
what
what
I'm
did you think,
saying.
Matt?
He figured it out.
Yeah.
And that I'm not telling you how to figure it out.
Yeah.
But only you'll be able to answer that if you are
Yeah.
presented with that
Because I
predicament.
don't even know what I'd
Yeah,
do in that
it's-
situation, but I'd figure it
There's a
out.
myriad of factors. If you're coming from somewhere, I mean, realistically, if you're coming solo from somewhere a long way away, that's probably on you, man. I hope you have the funds to grab a U-Haul. We'll help you load it up. Everything, you know, somebody may buy you some straps. Like I said, the community will chip in, but I don't know if I could say somebody will buy your way back.
Yeah.
If you live in an area, you're coming with some friends, I'm sure there's ways where somebody will figure out how to get it in the back of a truck. Like I said, it never ceases to amaze me the amount of love and help that comes from this
community,
whole community.
yeah.
So you can expect some help for sure, but man, I wouldn't bank on it. And then just like James said, you know your situation better than anybody, so just plan accordingly.
It's a great question though, and I appreciate the question because quite frankly it's a concern that I think most people have, especially most people that have not done long distance stuff, have not crossed state borders, have not really done that.
Speaking of long distance, Big
Yeah.
Trouble just said I'm going to have a new bike for the camp out. Why don't you be a man and ride that motherfucker down here for me so I ain't got to go to Florida and pick it up?
Bet. Come on.
Also,
Be a man.
I'm glad that
Come
you
on.
got it.
Be a man.
We were talking about it.
I wanted to get it really bad.
You wanted your bike.
Yeah, really bad.
Tell him to make a hell of
I
a
just
deal.
wasn't in there.
I will make you a deal, my man. Hey, small finder's fee, small deliver fee. Like, it's not that big of a
How
deal.
small? I will suck your dick for that finder's fee right now. No, congratulations. It's amazing, amazing machine.
Yeah, it's a
Well
fucking
done on
clean
the
ass
build work for sure.
That's the way to go.
You still putting purple flames on it?
Yeah, fuck Mark.
You gonna get it painted?
Yeah.
So I said it's the smartest thing. Cause get a bike like that. It's got all the hard stuff done, and then paint it to make your own. 'Cause right now, everybody's like,
Paint
"Yeah,
it,
great
be
bike,"
done.
but then once you get it painted,
Well,
everybody's gonna know it's only your bike. Smart
right.
move. Smart move.
Well, see, that's what I was talking to Jason about the other day. Is we're just gonna leave it the fuck alone, so it's rideable across.
Talk to the mic.
We're gonna leave it alone, ride it across country, and then just have it painted and be done with it. So there will be no issues with the motor, big motor, no issues. Period. You know.
Yeah, you're
Big,
good.
all this big motor shit, like that's something I guess you can attest to too. It's like everybody gets in this game on social media where they're talking about they want to like post their products, right? Because, and this is gonna be a jab, so all you sensitive motherfuckers out there, like, calm down.
Disclaimer.
When you aren't riding your bike, you have nothing else to post but what you bought for your bike. So if you're out going on trips and going on events and riding and having good times on your bikes, then you got all these fucking amazing places you've been or around these amazing people that you can post pictures of your bike. If not, then all you can talk about is what you just bought for your bike, right? And when it comes to like these motors, these M8 motors do awesome power. They do awesome shit.
Yes.
But you don't need to do all that shit if you want to go ride your bike far. If you want to build a horsepower number game and you want to get with all the leading edges and this and that, you can spend a lot of money. You're not going to enjoy the bike, right? And everybody, you know, you go to the fucking Facebook Performance Bagger page, and I guarantee you somebody's rode the bike around the world. but
Twice.
twice, yeah, on a with 200 horsepower on it, yeah.
Right.
But the thing is like sometimes the easiest thing, like Joe Kidd once again said it best in his podcast. A lot of dudes have the time, don't have the money, or they have the money, they don't have the time. And a lot of people have the money to buy these bikes and fix them up, but they don't have the time to go enjoy them for what they should be done.
Yep.
And so, with that being said, you know, you get a lot of people that just spend a lot of money on bikes and then they don't get to ride them. And when they do, they don't get to enjoy them the same way because a lot of these big motors have problems. There's been a reason why I haven't built a motor. I've only done a crate motor. You know what I mean? I wanted something reliable. And so far, that's been the only thing that showed me reliability. Steve Chamberlain has ridden alongside me on a lot of miles, and he's kept his bike on the road 100%, but he not without problems though. You know what I mean? And not to talk shit at all. Like that's my boy. I love him to death.
He dying.
He makes it work. He's capable of fixing things.
Bitch, breathe.
Did you smoke or something?
In Kentucky, hit hard.
I feel like he's losing a spot over here.
Went down the wrong
Hey.
tube.
It did.
It happens.
On the mic. I remember my first beer.
Tell him.
Bitch.
Are you crying a little
He
bit?
is. Goddamn, my eyes are watering. Look at him. Look at him go.
The guy from Arkansas is going to put this on a loop and just train to it. Yeah. He's just going to drink to it and get harder and stronger, like he's the bat, like he's the
Eye of
Russian
the
and
tiger.
Rocky.
I don't know,
whatever.
some fucking
Ask Scott.
some
Was
hell
it
yeah,
drinking
brother.
challenge guy?
Fucker.
Are we going to have leg wrestling this year?
If you want. If you want. You can
it
set up a
wasn't
bracket or
planned.
whatever. Oh, you know what happened?
Yes.
It just is because everybody got reined into that fucking one pavilion.
Jetty.
And people's
What about
drunk
arm
started
wrestling?
doing shit.
Let's go left-handed.
No,
Let's
fuck,
go.
Calm down.
No,
hey,
fuck that
Hey,
left-handed.
leave your gas shit in Daytona, you faggots. Stop being so
Don't be mad because you didn't show up. Don't be mad because you didn't show up.
Okay, hey guys, you want to fucking arm wrestle? Let's do it.
Every once in a while, I like to arm wrestle, see where I'm at in life. That's a good. Like, hey, if you feel like you're a fucking man, every once in a while, you're just kind of standing in the corner, like, I really need to see
today's
where I'm
the day
at
for
real
a
quick.
wrestle.
Hey, let me try. And I'm like, because even if you lose, you might feel like, you know what? I feel like I have something there. If I trained, I think I could have done it. You know what I mean? Like, you just need to like see where you're at sometimes in life.
Those are the same guys who will be at the bar and like doing the punching bag all night too, just to gotta see where you're at.
That fucking game.
Hey, aren't you in transport?
I am in transportation. I appreciate it though, Matt.
Fair enough.
The best part of living in Waxahachie is seeing all the Jetty's transportation trucks all over town. And looking in to see if it's Jetty. It's like, oh no, that's a single cab. That ain't Jetty.
He don't work.
Shit.
Bitch.
I seen you.
Jetty's
on the road
always
this
running
week,
from his
Jet.
problems.
Gotta go.
Only
That,
if it's,
you know what?
only
That's a
if it's
good question. Though.
F450 King
I
Ranch.
appreciate the hell out of that question because that's a real fucking question. And
About his bike not working?
Yeah, I'd love to hear more of that because those are the types of questions or concerns that people have that are not always on
Hold him to it.
are not always on people's radars. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's nice to be able to vent that. If you don't have a crew that you're coming with or whatever, maybe this guy's all by himself, right? And he's like, "Fuck, I want to do it so bad."
Hey,
What if? What if?
is it Dynamat? Is that who was the guy that asked the question?
Ryan, it was Ryan, and I appreciate that, Ryan.
Ryan, where are
because
you coming from?
He said 1,200 something miles.
SoCal?
He did say SoCal, yeah.
He said 1238.
Okay, that's average.
Says a guy's riding 150.
Dude, here's the deal. It's 200 miles from here.
Here's the deal.
Okay, this isn't going to turn into a Jetty and Mark conversation, is it?
No. Mark, that is a bet. A friendly wager, $100 bet, and we will ride in together. And if you back out, then you owe everyone here at this table $100.
Bet! Take that bet, Mark. Take it.
Come on, Mark.
I feel like Mark should he should be at the Campout,
Whoa,
and
whoa,
he should
hang
be
on.
walking around giving Johnny Walker blue shots to everybody that knows his Instagram name.
All I got to say is I'm stoked that Mark's coming because last he told me he wasn't going to make
But-
it. So
Mark,
excited.
we don't have 10 days to ride here, so you're going to have to nut up, you old man, and let's get after it.
I like that. I
No,
like that. I'd love
Ryan,
to see it.
Ryan Moore, the SoCal thing. Honestly, man, like you're passing quite a few. Depending on the route you choose, like I would probably choose my route based on the fact that if I did have problems, I want to be close to a place
Right.
of a hub to get some help from
Like
homies. Like
Phoenix area and stuff.
Phoenix, maybe from
Nevada.
there. You're kind of fucked from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, because Phoenix is you either go El Paso or you go Albuquerque, right? Albuquerque's
all right. It's
Yeah,
not
there's-
horrible. El
it's
Paso's actually, it might be worse. than El
Albuquerque
Paso,
has more of an opportunity
because El
to get help
Paso is
than El
catering
Paso.
to
Yeah.
fucking oil shit, not
Yeah.
bike shit.
Yeah.
Albuquerque's actually a real city with civilians, not just fucking oil field trash
Yeah.
motherfuckers. Yeah.
Fucking
Now with
I wanna
goddamn
see
Cody
some more-
B's
I
out
wanna
there.
see some more questions.
Yeah,
So,
no, I agree. I thought that was a great question.
Yeah.
And we've got a good amount of viewers at this point in time, so it's one of those things that
You're welcome.
I mean, you're tuned in. Yeah,
Y'all are
okay.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You think it's like the Will Smith?
No, it's one of those things
You
you're
pop
tuned
in
in.
the loincloth
So
and
let's
ready to
let's
spike.
knock some of this stuff out.
You got to get on the podcast.
keep my mother. Wait. Keep my.
Was there anything else that you actually had on the pre questions or any of the stuff? I know you had put a post out specifically.
Yeah, I
for
put a
questions.
post out. I got a couple of questions. Alex Vogel, House of Harley, he asked about something about sandals in the shower, about stepping on kids or something like that. It was very inappropriate.
Let's get the specifics on it. This
It
is
was
the
stupid.
appropriate time of day.
No, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like as much as I like to talk about the camp out and promote it and all the shit we've been doing and will be doing for the next month,
Yeah.
it's really not some technical type situation. It
Super
really
simple.
is super grassroots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
And we
just-
keep it simple just to make it easy as hell on every single one of y'all.
It's the most
including
simple
ourselves.
event you could show up to.
When we get
Including
done with
ourselves.
this part of the podcast, we got to talk about all the things that we hate about the motorcycle scene right now on the
We do?
on the Patreon side of it.
Hey, well, we
Waiting on
better
fucking
get
Mark.
some hard liquor or something.
Yeah.
We got 30 minutes.
Oh no, wait. Let's
yeah.
actually like wrap this camp up.
If you're nervous, anxious, whatever,
like a real
you're-
podcast.
Yeah.
Not a
No,
shit
I'm
show.
good
Every
wrapping it
one of our
up because
podcasts are
I
shit
think
shows.
I have a way. I figured out how to do the live streaming on the Patreon only, and I would love to spend the back end of this saying the things that where if somebody snitched us out, then we can call them out because they did it on the Patreon, and we can like hit them with bags of nickels. You know what I'm saying?
Bar soap.
Bar soap,
Yeah.
or nickels.
I feel
Nickels
like
are worse.
Nickels are worse.
Yeah,
Oh, bar soap swinging pretty hard, bro.
Bags of nickels.
but we could probably get away with some things that we shouldn't say.
We can say whatever we want. Basically,
No,
we just got
Every
mics.
time I say something wrong here, I lose Patreon support.
You don't say that.
Like,
So we're going to be mellow?
No.
No,
no.
no.
Oh, fuck them all then.
And the next one will really get wild.
We already showed you gooch, bro.
Dude.
But yeah,
We've seen your mangina.
as far
Oh,
as
boy.
my closing thing on it is, if you're anxious, if you're nervous, if you know your nature, if you think you may be overthinking it, you are. Just come,
Yeah.
and it's really. I think you'd be amazed at how little you have to do other than show up to have a really good time. And that's it, man. I'm about it.
There's
That's so spot on.
gonna be
That's
a
so spot
welcoming
on.
Yeah.
community there waiting for you to show up, and gonna be excited that you're fucking there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It'll be a good time.
I love it.
I love the aspect actually of people arriving. I think
Yeah.
that's one of my
No,
favorite
that's
things.
Jason was talking about earlier. That's the best part. You see
It's
somebody
like a
coming down the hill, you're like,
procession.
do I know that motherfucker or
Yeah.
not?
We
Those
spoke
cop
about it a
lights
little
or
bit.
the bike?
We spoke about it a little bit last year, and I wouldn't be opposed to making it happen, but like having a little bit of like a tunnel or something like that people
would be
come
dope.
through and like
Homecoming
everybody
tunnel.
rolls
Yeah.
through,
Like
and just
Soul
gets
Train?
fucking
Yeah.
just gets pinned in
drive
on
through the
just
Long Tiger Mount.
squirt, yeah.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Inflatable Long Tiger. You drive right through the mouth.
Not unless
Hey.
if it's dripping champagne off that bitch or some
gonna make
shit.
tra-
Coming from Long Island, about to do an iron butt. My man, that's a longer than iron butt, but good luck.
What's up, Todd?
Bet.
Damn.
I fuck with everybody named Todd. I've never in my life drank beer with a guy named Todd and had a bad time.
Y'all
Tell
went
me
to
I'm
that
lying.
dude's
Fucks
house.
with Todd.
Y'all
We
went to
fucks
that
with
dude's
Todd.
house.
You're not my real dad, Todd.
I ain't calling him dad.
New York dudes fuck, man. They're a good time. Wait,
Calm down.
New York, is that Long Island, New York? Or
Yeah, Long Island's on the other side of. That's where we went.
Yeah.
Went through Long Island.
I know.
to the ferry.
That's where we stayed.
There's no other Long Island though, right? Because you know these
we
people
didn't
don't
stay
punctuate.
Yeah, we did.
Long Island,
We
Texas.
stayed on Long Island.
Yeah, technically where we were at was on.
Yeah. Long Island City.
Across Queensboro Bridge.
Where we stayed.
It was.
stayed in Long Island
We did
City,
stay in
yeah.
Long Island City, which is a difference from the people that are on East Long Island.
There you go.
$2,000. Come on.
Todd, are you gonna go link up with the
Yes.
with the St. Louis crew and the Forever Rad and
Illinois
the
crew?
Illinois Club Style Illinois crew?
So right now it looks
I had a
like
hard time saying that. I
it
was
looks
trying to
like
burp at the same
Todd's
time.
getting the Gump Award.
We ain't got to go.
I don't have a Gump Award. I would love to do a Gump Award if
Well,
someone
you know
wants to
what,
step
though?
and
We're
do
not
one.
calling
But
it
there
a Gump
still
Award,
be
but
I mean, I don't know what it's going to be, but
there's gonna be a award.
I would love
for
to show a
longest.
little bit of love to some of these cats that are like coming out for the first time. We still have to come up with some creative ideas for some of these giveaways that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And just in my mind, a little bit of brainstorming, we might single out some of you first fucking timers. So we might do something a little bit creative, something a little bit unique, from regardless of how far y'all come from. But if Fast
we're gonna
Life
have some,
5
escort
is your
gift
first
cards.
joint, you might have a little extra shine. We'll see.
That'd be dope.
Well, here's the deal. The last
First
time we
timer that came the furthest.
No, just first timers.
That'd be cool.
We got some up and coming OnlyFanners that really want to
Well,
be a part
the
of
last
scene.
time we
We're
had
gonna
Maybe we'll have a
chick
real
ride
tip
from
this year.
put you in good contact.
we
with
had a
her.
chick ride from Long Island last year, and it didn't work out too well when she received her award.
Calm down, brother.
We're not
Fuck
gonna say-
that.
Only
We'll
because
talk about that on Patreon.
only because you're mean.
No, me? I didn't even say anything. I apologized for something I didn't do, and then got bitched out again in fucking Milwaukee for Mama Tried.
You know what though? Like I said, maybe we'll see a real tit this year, so we ain't got to pull one off of Google. You know what I mean? You know what I
I had
mean?
that camera ready.
It's a sick ass tit.
Get one of them thrashing tits on there.
Gas money.
Yeah, dude. That thrashing tit.
Oof.
If you're,
That's the best
you're,
strange picked up off the side of the road. Like
you're
ever.
a chopper chick or an aspiring chopper chick, or maybe even a retired chopper chick, and you're in the market to change scenes, I would actively invite you to come out to the Fast Life Campout. We'd love to have you.
That's a great.
Come on.
That's like a great ad right there.
I want to clip that and put that on fucking Instagram.
Preferably retired.
Either
I'm
one,
over it.
because Meemaw can get it.
Oh, man, I feel like the podcast is getting good now.
It's time for our old
I ain't
ladies to
never
step
met
up.
a titty I didn't like.
That's a lie.
No,
What was the best set of titties you saw at the campout last year?
There was none.
There was 5.
There was
I didn't see any.
There's
Nobody
5.
fucking seen them except
seen-
three
when
people.
was
So
the
you tell
facing the
us.
stage when that was
Nerds?
last year, right?
That was last year. So Sit Down Steve said, all right,
Don't say
I want
Best
to
set
get
of titties that's ever been at the camp.
I want to get all the women to the
stage.
stage, and he brought all the women. Like these chicks showed up. Like no, like you're not making a sandwich here. Like
No, but when did the wives and girlfriends do it?
that was at the giveaway at the stage.
Okay, but that was last year, right?
Yeah.
Like Shane, they were all like
Shannon was quick. She had speed,
Jessica. Mark's old lady was mad,
but
'cause
Mark's old lady,
She was quicker.
Mark's
Yeah.
old lady, she had that dump effect. Like so, as soon as gravity took hold, boom! Like Shannon had no chance. Like she was going against gravity the whole time.
It was just like slow twitch, fast twitch
Yeah.
muscle.
That tank top.
Just is what it is.
All right, I think it might be time to cut it off. Just
No,
saying.
I was on the stage and honestly, I didn't see it. I
It was that
I had to
quick?
go back and look Zapruder film it.
Well, it must be
and go,
nice to be
I'll
honest.
be damned. There were titties.
I'll
up
be
there,
damned.
The thing, but man, I feel like wasn't there? Where was the Dirty Larry's. One of his trying to.
That was
with
from.
I told you, Fam MC. That's the best.
There was some titties.
Apparently,
That was a
she
wild
got
one.
naked.
That was from 3 though,
Didn't she
right?
get butt
I
naked?
thought that was 2. I thought that was still what it was.
No,
like.
that was a COVID one.
Fam MC.
Fam MC.
Was that
at
like
like
COVID
5
camp?
That
o'clock
was
in the
3.
morning?
That was
3.
3.
That was 3. 5 o'clock in the morning.
She showed her butthole.
She fucking.
There was only a few.
There was
That when I
only
was
you,
asleep, I was
Jones,
like,
fucking
I woke
Larry,
up to
whatever.
all these stories. I'm going, what did I miss?
She fucking dropped drawers
She
and
showed
her
her
fucking
butthole.
tats out.
Both their brothers slapped her ass.
And she said,
Tell him, Kyle. Hey,
"Don't
give Kyle
look
a
at
mic.
it, brother.
Give
I'm
Kyle
showing
a
my
mic.
butthole."
Give Kyle a mic. Let him
It
tell
was
the
the
story.
It's not too bad.
Turn away.
Kyle was one of the only ones
Jake.
who was a real witness on that.
I hate the fact that we got 65 people listening right now while we're talking about this instead of all the factual shit we were talking about earlier that might.
Talking about buttholes.
Yeah. Dude, but
It's, hey,
everything.
go to
Shit,
the
though.
beginning, motherfucker.
If there's
Everybody
all them
goes
people,
at the
if
beginning,
there's all
don't be
them
a
people
fucking
listening,
moron.
what y'all want to hear? Y'all got some questions? Y'all got something specific to camp out?
Honestly,
or
I
you
would
just
like-
want some debauchery? Because we
I
can
would
give you
love
that too.
to. I would love to answer questions because it'll help us like
Right. That's what I'm
use
saying.
this time
To
wisely.
line it out.
So
And then we can fuck off all night. Y'all, if y'all want to fuck off on us, we can fuck off too. I'm just saying.
trust me, we do 6-hour podcasts.
We
like
haven't.
any-
We've never done like a real
straight business,
start to
cuz I don't
finish
fuck off.
business podcast.
I'm
We've never
straight
done one of
business.
them. We've always gone
bad
down
at
some
gas
stupid
cards
ass
for
rabbit
a
hole
Gump
that took us to somewhere.
What?
Gas cards for a Gump Award?
Gas cards for a Gump Award? Yeah, no.
I'll give you a mimosa. You fuck.
Rather just give you a paint job.
Way too expensive.
Yeah. You know how much expensive gas is
Way
right now?
cheaper.
So
Shit.
I'm actually planning. So my award for the bike that I like the most is going to be a painted helmet. Now,
Oh, you fancy.
Flame jobs, right?
no, I want to do a helmet for somebody and make it personal, but
Okay.
That's gonna be dope.
you're not going to get it at the camp out, and you probably won't be
You're
getting
gonna
it.
be on that back list.
You're going to be on a list.
Oh, you gonna get it about 3 years from now?
Nah, you'll get it this year.
The official size of
You'll get
Simpson
it
will
this year.
change by the time you get it.
motorcycling by the time you get it.
He said, "Will there be any good Christian girls?"
Fuck no!
We want some puss.
Hey, was
Tell
a
you what, there gonna be more bitches closer to the devil than closer to Jesus at this motherfucker. I tell you that.
I hope.
Including our.
I just want to see. I want to see girls come to the camp out and just live their best life.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should go there early and paint some wings on something.
Man, I feel like the last couple
I
of
find-
years the girls have had a strong.
I finally brought 2 non-wifed up women
Hey,
last year,
Donnie.
and Jetty wifed up one of them.
That's a fact.
All right, Sketchy just came down and said Outcast will be bringing some prizes.
Bet.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
My man.
Sketchy, keep them shits on your bike this time, homie.
Donnie said, let's hear more about the mixer, other photographers, and YouTubers.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
So we got Get Bit Moto is gonna be there.
Yep.
We got, of course, you're gonna be there with a camera.
That's it.
Zach he'll probably bring.
So
a camera.
hopefully,
Zach's
I
coming,
haven't
right?
talked to Zach. I hope Zach is still coming.
How about
'cause,
Melton?
Huh?
Have you spoken to Cody yet?
Cody Melton coming.
I have Cody's a weird one because he has so much other shit going on. I don't know. I know one of the YouTubers from San Diego was talking about coming. He was actually in the chat earlier, and I'm hoping to see him there because he did this YouTube video. I know if you watch YouTube, you saw this. It was called Sturgis Doesn't Care. It was one of the best fucking YouTube videos I've watched.
What's his
I
channel?
might need to see it.
It's
As long as he ain't no square ass fucking YouTuber like some of these fools out
honestly,
here.
man.
If you square, fuck all the way off. If you cool, come on.
Let me find his exact thing, but I haven't as a critic of what do you call it?
YouTube.
It's Full Throttle Hog.
Okay.
Is actually his.
No, yeah, he was on there.
yeah, Full Throttle Hog.
No, he said he's gonna be there.
Yeah, send
He-
it to me.
Hell yeah,
he
there's
did
Dan
this.
right
he
there.
did this. He did this fucking this YouTube video called Sturgis Doesn't Care, where it was like a lot of dope ass cinematic shots.
Yeah.
I met him at Adam Sandoval's event in September.
The YouTuber's gone wild. man.
Yeah. So I went up there. I wasn't a YouTuber. I was just like I am a podcast guy. No, I'm not cool like you.
Yeah.
Sax is gonna be there.
I guess Sax, he has a DSLR.
Shut up.
fuck would you do?
Calm down.
He left us, dude. I got to talk shit.
Hey, he's living his best, and I ain't
I don't
mad
like
at
it.
him one
I
bit.
don't like it.
Calm down.
I don't like it.
Calm
You left
down.
me.
You can go
You broke
hang-
up with me. But no, this
You
dude
ain't
did
getting
a
no more
badass
cheap
YouTube
work.
video. He did a badass YouTube video, and it's a really good one. But he said he was coming out, and I'm hoping to get more people to come out because I do want to create an opportunity for people that do content like that to have ample opportunities to capture cool shit. Whether it's the bikes spread out in the whole field to get shots as a photographer, or the stunt show shit, or all the other things that we can do to make the people that are doing YouTube type shit better. I asked Chopsy to come. I even told Lexin that, hey, you
Bring your photographer?
you should bring your photographer to this event because you bring him to Daytona and Mama Tried, and maybe compared to Mama Tried, like our event's gonna have more opportunity for content than Mama Tried does.
Debatable.
No, Mama Tried?
Debatable.
Oh, Mama tried for sure.
We crushed Mama Tried.
Yeah. There wasn't
Just saying.
no content.
Here's my challenge.
Daytona, it's hard because all the stunt riders.
Yeah, right.
Here's my challenge to all the YouTubers. Because YouTube is such a PG forum, I would love to see any one of y'all YouTubers that's coming out to capture the grimiest shit you can
They can't put it up.
within your ability to still post it on YouTube. Because we understand that the stuff that actually makes it online on YouTube is super whitewashed out, right?
Yeah.
Super whitewashed out. So the stuff that we do is obviously much more risque and a lot more to the limits.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying break your contract, break your fucking monetization, all that bullshit, but nobody has, to this point, I feel, we've had little clips and little blips or whatever.
Yeah.
It's super, super challenging. We even have a difficult time putting it into words, but nobody's had the ability to step back, kind of remove themselves from the situation, and actually capture a true perspective of just how gnarly and grimy this shit can get.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it, but I think from a YouTuber's perspective, from someone who's trying to put out a cinematic viewpoint of something, that's my challenge to y'all. Anybody who's coming,
Yeah.
I would love to throw that challenge out.
I want to get more YouTubers and guys there to show up because I want them to. I feel like a lot of the YouTubers, they've struggled with making content that's interesting.
100%.
And they do all these same events where it's like all the YouTubers showing up and they're doing the same kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Super PC. I'm like, man, y'all motherfuckers need some Patreon shit. Y'all need to go get to a point where you can show the real aspects of this and let the people that aren't pussies
Cody.
come find a place.
I just want to see somebody flirt with that line. You know what I'm saying? Still be, YouTube content,
Yeah.
but without the the XXX rating. It's a fine line.
It's not so much that you're like coming to
fine
camp
line.
out and you're seeing buttholes everywhere and you're videoing it. It's not
if
that.
anything,
It's
it's
just that the
bros.
language
Yes.
and more of the This is so Adam Sandoval, right? Perfect example.
Yeah, no, for sure.
The guy who owns the campground I'm surprised we're just now saying this. Adam Sandoval owns the campground that we're doing this at, and he's one of the biggest motorcycle YouTubers on the Harley or V-twin spectrum, right? When he posts something about our campout, usually the pictures that we have taken, I've read the comments just to see what the world is like, and it is fucking, it's entertaining.
Please pull that post up that he posted today about your camping.
Oh, let me see.
Wait,
Let me
what?
see.
Pull some comments
I
up.
want to hear about it.
Okay, that's a good. Hey, good content, Cody. Thanks,
I want
bud.
to hear about it.
No,
On YouTube or Instagram?
He posted on Instagram, but there was only 2 comments.
A lot of comments
when
on
I
Facebook,
pulled it
Cody?
up. Huh?
A lot of
No, on
comments
Instagram. But there was only 2 comments when I pulled it up. But I bet it's gotten way better.
Deleted.
Is it?
Which? Well, no. There's not as many comments as I.
Yeah, let's see what the
let's do it the
mouth breathers have to say.
Facebook.
Go
Let's
to
see what Facebook.
Let's see
Yeah,
what the fucking
Yeah.
true
How many
retards
comments
have to
was
say.
on
Mouth
Instagram?
breathers.
not that
I
many.
love it.
Not that many. Not that many on Facebook.
It's funny because
or Instagram.
Adam as a person fucks with the event.
Oh, he
fucks
loves it.
hard,
He
right?
loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it. It is his biggest event there, with the exception of how he says his bring it home thing. But he fucking loves it. But he also has to put out the PG fucking version, just like all y'all. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to challenge somebody to push that limit a bit, right?
So wait, you mean so the Sunday morning as everybody's getting ready
the
to
Sunday
come
morning
on,
when everybody's
come
on a
around and
4-day
hey man,
banger.
let me hear how loud your exhaust is. You told me that doesn't capture the true epitome of the event. What? A bunch of hungover motherfuckers in the middle of packing their tents up, and all of a sudden getting asked to start their bikes up and rev it up. Fucking cell phone. You told me that doesn't encapsulate our no way. Yes, dude. Fucking don't trust what you see. Don't fucking trust what you see on YouTube. Fuck YouTube. It's okay, but actually, it's the number one way I consume this podcast is knowing the truth about it.
Sketchy you with the fire tonight.
But if you want to get a vibe from that Campout, get on
$100.
Instagram. If you're not a fucking retard, you're already on Instagram. You know what's up. It's not hard to do.
Hey, did you talk Galen and Big Lance and Josh coming out?
I don't think they're coming out.
All right, we're calling you out. 2 Lane Life. Show up.
I wish they would, though.
That would be dope.
The thing is, like, Galen, Lance, and those 2 Lane Life dudes,
They do it right, though.
they are 100% camp out material.
Oh, yeah.
I've told them a million times, like, dude, do a Patreon and do the shit. Not, how do you say it? Like their content is still great, but who they are can't be captured truly. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
I hate that world. I hate the YouTube world where you're
PG
confined
world. It's PG.
to like have to be this guy that is like not real. That sounds bad.
No, they're real.
They're real.
They don't capture what takes place after.
I hate that YouTube will throttle your video because you say fuck.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And
Fuck every word.
yeah, that's why I don't make any money on YouTube. Thanks, bud. And you said fag earlier. Me too now. Now us 3 did it. But no, like the concept is like YouTube.
Yeah.
As he's loading paraphernalia.
I think you canceled it out by showing Jenny's mangina because that's progressive.
I mean, what do you
Jenny,
Hey, we're trans.
Jenny has a mangina. Jenny has a mangina.
Modern solutions.
That's correct.
You know what I'd really love to see?
What?
Like
My man John.
true.
Why the fuck are 70
No,
people?
no.
Why does 70 people decide to watch it now?
Why not? Because it's getting good, bro.
They know they're gonna get the camp out. They don't give a fuck about that. They want to see the good shit.
We don't want the details. We want to see Jenny's dick again.
What I'd truly
Or
like
not
to
his
see,
dick.
and this has been kind of like a long-term dream, passion project, and we've spoke about it a number of times. So a lot of the cats that go on YouTube do the PG version, right? We all agree on that. And then there's an in-between, and then there's the all the way XXX stuff, right? For whatever reason, you don't see as many YouTubers that are like chopper guys, right? And what they end up doing for whatever fucking reason or how they do it is like they just put out films.
Yeah.
I would love to put out a feature film, a feature length film in some way, shape, or form. And I would be all the way in on it if anybody wanted to collaborate on something like that. Because to me, it eliminates all the bullshit. We can actually have a storyline. We can actually put some real content into it, and we can not limit ourselves essentially on time and that type of product. It's not very often that you find a genuine product out there that is watchable, visible for the masses. I would love to change that. It's been years, in my opinion, since I've seen something very good.
Discovery Channel, hit me up.
Not that.
What James is saying is like key because if you want to make a video or not like what he said, a film or a docu series or a documentary based, like I feel like if you were to capture the core group of us, the guys that do the trip, right? Yeah. You know, 8 dudes, 7 dudes, whatever. We're still waiting on the rest of the deposits.
It's fucking 8.
So the rest of the guys, everybody we do this trip with, and you catch them in January, February, and you just kind of follow
the
along
lead up.
until Sturgis, right? Sturgis has kind of always been the kind of like the big bang at the end of the year,
Mecca.
right? There's so much to be gained there. There's so many perspectives, different storylines that kind of lead into one, where it could be a really great thing to show people, like perspective of motorcycling and traveling and how that kind of affects so many different types of lifestyles. That I fucking love it, dude. A big part of why, like, a lot of the moves I'm trying to make right now to get more involved in this shit is to hopefully position myself to do something like that. To be able to create some kind of content, because we talk about on this podcast about how fucking amazing this campout is and amazing it's been for all of us that's been attendees of it or whatnot. But it's just words right now, right? Like you hear the passion in our voice, or you see it in our face if you're watching YouTube, but you don't see the fucking B-roll, right?
Yeah.
You don't see me in the garage like stuffing my bags and figuring out how to fit the rest of this shit in here. Also talking about how excited I am about the fact that we're about to tackle this next part of the country we haven't done before, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's something there. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, as much as I love watching all the stunt riders go to Daytona and rip it up and cause mayhem, I don't feel like that touches the soul of a biker the same way as getting on your bike and going somewhere far with your friends.
It definitely doesn't.
And there hasn't been a way.
Aspect.
There hasn't been any, like, nobody's invested in promoting that aspect of it, and that aspect of it is the biggest on the table, left alone,
Absolutely.
sellable part of this whole fucking lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Because everybody can do that. Not everybody's going to jump on their bike and thrash it out, going to do wheelies and break the law.
Yep.
And trust me, I'm not against it. I love those guys
No,
doing
it's
it.
rad. But most companies have leaned heavily into the stunt guys because it's an instant gratification thing. It's a short period of time that requires the coverage, and it creates a lot of content. And the investment aspect of it is so much. It's so much different.
And you have to ask yourself, well, I wonder why none of these companies have leaned into the other side of culture. And you also have to ask yourself, well, I wonder why the rest of culture hates all the stunt riders, because they put a bad, technically they put a bad light on Harley riders, right? But none of the brands out there are promoting anything like what we're doing, right?
Because nobody's made it fucking cool.
Let me tell you this real quick. Lexin, us. That's us. It's the FASTLIFE offer code, but it's us, right? Mm-hmm. It's you guys, it's me, it's all of us. We're their biggest seller, right? We're not their biggest content creator on we're not Sit Down Steve, we're not all these guys doing wheelies.
Right.
But we're their biggest seller because we are the guys that everybody can relate to because we ride our bikes. And you don't have to be some, skilled stunt rider. All you have to do is turn the knob and deal with it. And you could be one of us. Right? That's easy.
All right.
Absolutely.
It's a fucking mind-blowing idea. 21 days into the sun, but us. Maybe we do it for a big trip where once we've done everything.
Yes.
Maybe we do it fly in the seat of our pants.
Fucking JD slacking.
We've done
Not the beer bitch.
Yeah, you are, bitch.
Hey,
Will's about to leave.
that fucking wheel's rocking back there. You better come.
It's all right.
Oh shit.
I didn't pay for it.
Joke's on you, bitch.
In that case, I'm taking that bitch home.
Fuck that my machine is at.
Oh Lord.
Finally good for something.
But yeah, what about something like that where we sign, and obviously a lot of whiteboarding here to do, but us 3 weeks on the road, we don't know where we're going, figuring it out as we go.
Bitch.
Something like that. But
100%.
the template's up there. You could have got
No, I want to so bad. I feel like the life that we live.
I wish I was.
I swear to God. I feel like
It's a captivating thing.
not just the core group of guys of us, but the extended
the
family,
extended circle. Yeah, for sure.
the story behind it, the amount of people that could be that could make that narrative so much.
Dude,
I think we could have made a movie out of
take
that.
our
Arrogant as
travels.
fuck. I feel like if our life was captured in the same way that stunt riders' life was captured, we'd be the biggest motherfuckers in the game.
I
Straight
think
up.
last year's trip could have been a movie. Honestly, somebody.
Yeah.
If there would have been another 2 dudes just filming the whole thing, dude.
I'll be honest with you though. To me, it's not. It is 1,000.
My point exactly.
Yeah. You don't even know.
It is 1,000% not about being the biggest to me, but the way I look at it is, who wants to create something that will be forever lasting with us, with me, with us? I want to truly leave something, because we understand that we are in the hottest of hotness right now, right?
Yeah.
We are in the good times, right? If somebody is interested in partnering up and really capturing that and putting something with some fucking substance and value and staying power, more than anything. Every fucking thing on the internet is fleeting. Click, 15 seconds, gone, never see it again,
Yeah,
right?
I hate that shit.
I want some fucking staying power. Something that will be around generationally.
Like we were talking about, like when I
You have
watch
a giant photo of
real-
Harley Davidson and the fucking Marlboro Man
yeah.
right there. Staying power.
I feel like whenever I go back, and because I was there as well, because it's close to home, watching that reel of Jaden, all the and at the time reels were 30 seconds long, so you had to shove everything in. Every time I see that, I get hyped. You know what I mean? I feel something, right?
Every fucking time.
But if that could have been played out in a better way, where you did capture all those exciting moments, but it had the level changes of like the energy and the drop and the whole concept. The storm was the protagonist. It was the thing that kind of we had to overcome, and how we overcame that in the fucking storyline of like some kind of like drawn out video. You talk about FLC4, like that's what that was. It was like full of energy, but full of fucking setbacks, but then overcame.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, you find a way to fucking
Make
video
the best
that.
of every situation.
That I want to be in that world. I don't know.
Overcoming adversity.
I don't know how
Sells
to.
100%
There you
of the
go.
time.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to spearhead that. I don't know how
Well,
to.
Like James said, if there was, it takes a lot to capture that,
Of course.
and way more to produce it. So like
Yeah, I don't-
James does good about capturing some of our trips, or all of our
Yeah,
trips
for sure.
But
He does
Super
insanely good.
super amateur, just bullshit for the homies.
But
Yeah.
I'm talking
if you
about
if you
for the
didn't have to worry
masses.
about it, and you could be yourself and do everything,
Yeah.
and you just had somebody filming you and going, shit would be.
It'd be like Ryan Cruzy.
It'd be wild. It'd be wild.
I'm not joking when I say last year's trip could have been a movie. The whole
100%.
Absolutely could have been.
And I think there's potential to have another trip where, like I said, we're about out of the country and we're talking about fine tuning trips here and there. Dude, I think there's a big chance to say fucking even more balls.
The
to
year
wall.
before that could have been a movie too, and one cameraman could have followed fucking Jaden to Cody, Wyoming, and seen how his night went.
hanging out with
That would have been a whole different side story.
Oh yeah.
The motherfucker got lost for 2 days.
I
I don't know how.
I feel like we've done
exactly
enough.
got on
Our
it.
big trips.
I'm making a movie, Judy. I'm gonna make with a big. It's gonna have to. I mean, we've
Hey.
got. Why don't we do just a random?
Who would star you?
Charlie Hunnam, dude.
For sure, right?
Oh shit, that's a
fly
good.
straight, brother.
That's a good angle.
Crow
Like,
fly
let's play that game.
straight.
It doesn't have to be.
God.
It doesn't have to be Sons of Anarchy, but who's playing who in our biopic?
Oh fuck no!
I'm joking when I say that. It came up in the group chat at one point. I think I said, what's his name? Ben Foster, the crazy.
Yeah.
He's a crazy dude in a lot of stuff. Not that I'm crazy, but I felt like he was a good
Alpha
enough
dog.
where It didn't make me feel vain. Like,
oh
I'm like,
yes,
there's Charlie
yes.
Hunnam.
I can see that. Alpha Dog is the best reference.
Hell or High Water. He's the brother. The
Yeah.
wild
Shaved
Not
him,
good
dude.
with
Dude
movies.
is fucking wild.
He was a mechanic.
yeah.
the mechanic too. Or
It's a good reference.
Britta's friend from Cali that she grew up with dated a dude that was in the Alpha Dog movie, not the actor, but like actually a part of the shit show that took place. I was like,
really?
okay, yeah, all right, and that was into that because when you live out there, you're a part of every scandal, right? No, who would you have play you? Don't say Rip.
Yeah, it's a Cole Hauser.
That's a good one.
Nah, he don't drink
That's a
enough.
good one.
What if you were gonna have somebody play you in like? You got to think of like your storyline for like art trips. Like if that was a movie, who would you?
That's tough.
Bro, I don't even
Chris
know.
Pratt, and he just have to do a country accent.
I don't know.
That's
Tough.
impossible.
That's tough.
Like
You
friends
lean
with Tom
into
Hardy, maybe.
That'd be dope. It's so hard.
Kid
How-
Rock
how
would
do
be
you-
Kyle.
Kid Rock.
I'm good with it.
Hell yeah.
I threw up in his urinal, it's the least he could do.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's a tough one.
I just know that there's beauty that could be like captured
Go ahead.
in everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much
Oh,
out
it's
there.
a lot, dude. If we had money,
If we, of course,
if we could hire
That's the
fucking
world.
people to film,
Taxes on it.
It'd
I
be
guess when we
unreal.
came down to it, like the restrictions of YouTube, I think is kind of where this spurred off of. I want to push those limits so bad. I really, really do, because there's so much more to this than the PG perception that is on the internet now. And it just feels like memories left on the table in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because everything is so fleeting. Everything is so temporary.
10 seconds, hard cut, 3 hours.
I want to fucking. I just.
hate reels.
I don't know.
What were we talking about?
We hard cutting in 3 hours.
I want to. I want to have something lasting.
oh, don't cut it. Don't cut it.
Adios, motherfuckers.
Nah, a few more minutes.
Hey,
I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Doc said Gary Busey is dragon.
He's a little old.
Yeah, get his
I'm
ass,
fucking
man.
That's a good guy.
Who'd be Jay?
Anybody put anything out there?
Dude, I don't
I
know.
said Chris.
He said
Chris
Chris-
Pratt for him. He's got to use country.
You also
I said
got to do
Tom
it
Hardy
like
for
you got to
him.
do it time like
Age was.
well no like time frame like I'm fucking so and so 1980s. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, we got to access
80s?
that. I was thinking like dudes now. Like you got to cast it now.
I don't know. That's such a hard.
Jetty
question.
can be the big dude from American History X. The lost all the weight. It's
Ethan
kind of buff
Suplee?
now. Yeah.
Ethan, yeah.
Such a hard question. It's one of those things that it would depend on the storyline too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to do something more action driven, then there's actors that are more applicable to that. If you were
You could be
to
Jim-
do something maybe a bit more
Your dad.
with a bit more
my God.
depth or sentimental value, there'd be different
Jim
portrayals in that.
Jim from The Office too. John Krasinski.
Fucking Krasinski, my man. I love
I can see
Krasinski.
that. I can
bro.
see that. You're like the level-headed
Y'all
guy
watch
that's
too
Big
much
Nose
TV.
Club. Calm down, brother.
Bert Kreischer plays Dragon.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, okay. What comedian plays you?
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It was just
Did
an
y'all?
idea.
Did you watch the? I know. I know my dudes over here. Y'all watch the Rogan the Parks, the recent
Oh
one.
yeah, I finished it yesterday.
So with
Save our
Shane Gillis and Ari Shaffir and all those guys.
yeah,
Dude, I
saw
fucking
pictures
love
of it,
Shane.
but I hadn't
He's the
watched it
best.
yet.
I love him.
fucking best.
I'll watch it because of Shane. Yeah, he's my favorite right now.
Dude, Norman's you'll like both Norman and Ari if you haven't already got on.
Yes, he-
I do like Norman a lot.
Norman's just a brown-headed dude, like the real normal looking dude.
He's fucking awesome, dude.
He looked real hammered in all the pictures. His head was down and stuff.
Bro, he had fucking Shane had 16 jewels, dude.
Yeah.
Nick 16 crystals.
16. Fuck.
Crystals.
How many crystals do we have right here? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on 10 beers, dude.
counting them over here?
These are called crystals.
I'm on 7.
All right.
Well, James and I have combined our crystals.
All right. Crystals. I'm sure you got more.
All right. You know what? Let me fuck 61 viewers. Like it's hard to like walk away from that.
Can't walk away.
If we got anybody else with some shit to say on the internet,
Y'all motherfuckers
come on
ask
with
some
it, man.
questions, otherwise we're going to Patreon and we're going to start talking some mad shit.
We don't want y'all to fall out because clearly you're touched into this shit. So
If you're interested,
let's hear it.
keep us interested.
Otherwise, we're just talking about bullshit like we do on a fucking Tuesday at bike night.
Donnie,
Like,
I love you. I love
That's all
you.
they want, to be honest.
I mean, sometimes, but some people tuned in to like get informed on the campout. You know what I'm saying?
We informed them for fucking 2 hours. How much more can we inform them?
Fair
They
enough.
can watch it back.
Fair enough.
Theo Vaughn for Kyle.
We covered a bunch. We covered a bunch.
I just feel like maybe there's something out there that I don't know. Somebody's like
for sure.
burning goddamn question and don't have the stones to put it up.
You're going the wrong way, Johnny Utah.
Zach Galifianakis for Dragon.
No, let's go turn it around and go the other way.
Ray Ripple. Come on, Ray. What's your favorite color?
Green.
Bruh.
Who's bringing the shrooms?
Hey,
No.
is he coming?
Someone said they're bringing.
Hey, Narc.
Is he coming?
Who? Ray and
No.
Ray and Josh
Ray.
better be
No.
there.
Ray and Josh, y'all are coming, right?
Y'all better be
I
there.
heard y'all were
I'm
coming.
talking about the plug.
Oh, we got two
You know,
plugs.
I'm
We
not
got,
trying to-
we've
I'm not trying
got a
to
lot
put-
of mushroom plugs now.
I think
Okay.
All right, Sketchy has a real question, but I don't trust it. Let's hear
No,
it.
I want to hear it. I do.
I don't know what that means.
She's dead. I mean, she's dead. She's not coming.
Oh shit! I guess Harley's not sponsoring it.
Pepperoni on or not on pizza?
What the fuck?
That shit gives me heartburn, bro. No pepperonis.
Don't be gay.
What?
Cody.
Yeah, fuck them
being
pepperonis.
horrible.
Man, fuck them
cheese
pepperonis.
Hey,
That's like a fag that puts
You want a vegan
pineapple on their
pizza, you
pizza or
little
some
fag?
shit.
Pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah, you would.
Who wouldn't go for pepperoni pizza right me out?
You
I
would.
would.
Yeah.
We had
Daytona narcotics.
Tacos por vida.
Oh,
That's
fuck them
delicious.
kids.
What?
are you gonna go hang out and watch the baby come out of the vagina?
And that's so.
Fuck them kids.
We kicked a guy out of our chat because he.
Yeah,
they
we
cut the
kicked
camp
guys out of
because
our
he went
group
to
of friends
He
because
went
they
to went to a gender
Gender
reveal and we
reveal.
kicked him out.
Reserve
That's just
spot
gay.
Hold on. What?
She's like genuinely excited about it.
Just kidding. We love y'all.
No, you can't. You
No.
gotta show up as soon as
No,
you
they
can.
show up when you.
I think
No.
technically,
There will be some spots.
No, there
there's a
won't be.
couple spots. There's a couple spots.
Motherfucker.
No, no,
You're
no.
only sleeping at the spot.
Listen.
No one's hanging out. Go,
The-
go park in the
No,
back.
but the only spots that are provided as quote unquote reserve. We found this out. Remember when we went to his I don't even know what he called it. The one in the fall.
Yeah.
He has a couple spots there
It's
that
only
are
if you're getting power and
deemed
water.
like electronic or power
Electric
spots.
and water.
So if you choose to reserve one of those, I'm sure you could pull your fucking card out.
Yeah.
And be like, this is my spot. Everybody needs to move because that happened to us. Outside of that, there are no reserve spots.
We should have kicked his bike over.
Look, if you're looking for a tent spot, if that's what the case is, then you're only sleeping. Who cares where that shit is?
So what Kyle's saying is he's right. All the tent camping is first come first serve, and as far as if you're like, oh, I'm not super close to the action, you're literally just sleeping at your tent. Like nobody's gonna be standing around your tent hanging out. All the hanging out is done in like a communal area, like a community area, whatever you want to call it.
My truck.
So you're not missing anything. If you have to, worst case showing up later is you may have to camp like 20 yards, if that, past. You know what I mean? Like it's just as it progresses out, but
Yeah,
it's not. Minimum. Don't worry about not camping close enough because it's not like you're in another spot.
It's
or
tight-knit as
anything
fuck.
like that.
Because of that.
Yeah. You can show up late as fuck and still be
Got that right,
surprisingly
Robert.
close to the whole fucking thing. Fully torched. Had Power Wars.
Okay. Well,
There you
that's
go.
the case, you need to reserve it.
There you
Did
go.
you take a shower with your water hose?
What'd you
Somebody
do?
asked about
Plug
the
in
wet
your
t-shirt
night light every
contest,
night?
too.
The
That
what?
ain't gonna-
If there was going to be a
That's not gonna
That's what I
happen.
said. I go,
Doubt
probably
it.
not.
There ain't enough. There ain't
Wet
enough old
t-shirt
ladies there.
Contest.
There'd be.
I said, no,
honestly,
not
Hey,
a girl
you know-
one.
Guess what? If we could have anything,
If you bring
we
any
could have
chicks there,
we
that
could
will
have
do
a
it, we'll
we
do
could
it.
have a wet underwear contest with fucking
Here's the deal.
pros.
If we
That's,
were
that
hang-
was we could flip it 100% because that's all we got in this motherfucker.
we were
There ain't
hanging-
no
if it
women's
was
in there
a-
barely. It's all
Kyle,
dudes.
Like
We can have a
you're
tiny
my
whitey
champion.
contest and all of the nuts come out. That'd be what we could have. Somebody bring a Super Soaker 3000.
There's only one big wheel allowed there.
Torque Magazine
All right?
is probably not showing up for this camp out event.
Hey, you're gonna bring it, right?
Goddamn right.
Back. Hey, it's on the mic.
Bitch, bet.
Hey,
You
good,
heard him.
good. At least he's holding to his word because last year he said if I still own it at this time of year next
5-year
year,
anniversary.
Travis,
he
I'll-
will
I'll
bring it.
I'll put a spot out for you.
So
Rob.
Cody
I'll
B
keep you close.
is
We should put
bringing
it on
his big
stage.
Dude, I'm
Who's
coming.
lay it on the air?
Who's gonna lift it
I'm
up?
coming
Hey,
in with
we'll
a
let-
bandana,
We'll do a
affliction
drag
shirt,
stretchy co-out.
Kid Rock blaring like a motherfucker.
You better put Nelly on.
Dude, I'll
hope
put
you
Nelly
do.
on too. Nelly
We need to use your bike
Nelly-
as a PA system.
Just right around the camp.
Mike's a DJ booth.
No, it's fixed.
Oh, you got it?
I gotta get 2 fairing speakers. I got them. I just ain't put them in yet.
I'm so fucking excited.
Yeah, bro.
That's a good question. Is Cruzy coming?
I talked to Cruzy, and he's actually, his honeymoon is the weekend before.
Oh, good excuse.
Baby shower.
Good excuse. Fuck them kids and wife.
Well, you know,
He's never
let
been
me-
before,
let me-
so I don't know.
No, yeah,
I don't
for
know
sure.
well enough
Cruzy,
to
he
speak to
actually
him
met
on that.
he showed interest, like he really wanted to come. It sucks because he had already had these things with, like, he got married early, but they had to schedule their honeymoon thing or whatever.
Shit, I get that.
But everybody that's got like these like smaller events, these smaller things that they're using as like a, we can't go because this is taking place. I was like,
Reschedule.
look, I get it.
It's not that
I get
important.
it. Like, you don't know us. You're not as connected to us as you might be connected with that guy you went to high school with, or that guy you go do fucking Applebee's on Sundays with, or some shit. I get it.
The YouTube channel you've connected with.
But if you give a fuck about this industry, this scene, like, fuck the industry, this scene,
Yeah.
this thing that you want to come and have something to do in next year when you do have the free time, make the fucking effort.
Oh, fuck that. I'm going to take it a step further. I just had that class reunion the other day. There's a big gay Facebook group about it. And there's a bunch of people in there going, oh, no, I can't go. But these are people that live in, like, Rowlett, like, close. And they're like, can't do it. My daughter's got a cheer competition. Or, oh, my kid's got a soccer thing. And I was like, that's the most, like, everyday bullshit. And it's one of those things where I wouldn't even really care. Like, I wasn't looking
Tonight's
to go.
Chipotle night.
I wasn't.
can't come.
Yeah, I wasn't looking to go to my high school reunion.
Trivia
like,
night.
oh, I'm missing something. I need to get all these people involved. But just seeing the lack of, like, those are the same people that your whole fucking life revolves around these dumbass things that will always be there. And missing one thing to do something that's bigger than that does not make you a bad dad. That is not to call in a favor, because I guarantee you've done it for something before that's probably fucking shameful. So do it for something worthwhile. And I don't know. I hate that shit.
There's no guarantee
Don't
it's
fi-
always going to be
Don't
there.
fucking
neither.
hit me with some regular ass excuse as far as
I don't think people realize how much the camp out could be a benefit to them when they haven't come before.
I agree.
And I think they
it's
put
a
a lot
soul
of mediocre
filler, man.
things in front of it. And I'll say mediocre, and I don't mean to like belittle some people's things, but at the same time, it's like, all right, well, we're talking about 3 days out of 365.
Right.
Right?
That you've known about for months and months.
You've known about months. And let's just say so-and-so decided this is the weekend that they want to have their coming out of the closet party, and you want to support them.
Hey, you don't say that.
That's gay.
Fucking Jetty.
I feel like there's a time and place for a lot of this shit, and you need to own some of your own self. Like,
Here's a question for y'all. I'm sorry.
Straight
Go
up,
ahead.
like,
No.
before we get into that question,
Yep.
we've kicked dudes out of our chat because they went to a gender reveal party instead of the camp out.
I wasn't joking about that. We really did.
That's
I
true
told him
story.
ahead of time. We go, dude, and he said how serious it was. We said, we love you, man. If you go to this instead of going to the camp out, you're fucking out of the
You're
chat.
done.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. He didn't have the perfect attendance record anyways. He didn't
Hey.
really want it. It was one of his many hobbies. He's a lucky enough dude. He's got his fingers in a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
But nice dude, great dude.
Yeah.
But we told him, if you do this, man, you're no longer in this chat, because there's guys that would like to be in this chat that actually,
We'll make the
Do
effort.
shit.
yes. And
We got family
missed the
members
camp
that's
out
been
for
kicked
it,
out of the
and
chat.
God love him. We kicked him
Yeah.
out of the chat.
Fuck that guy.
Right.
And he's so good. I talked to him not too long ago. He wants
I
to
love
ride
him.
again, but like I said, he's got a bunch of different stuff on his plate.
Well,
We're not looking for fucking part-time dudes.
yeah, I mean,
If
like,
it ain't your thing, fuck off.
So let me ask y'all this.
all right.
In 2022, I know our timeline, and I know the timeline of the industry and the way that it's trending and the things that are happening. What would y'all deem as or characterize as our scene?
I think that we have I think our core group, the guys that honestly are sitting in this room, and our extended family that is very limited but extended. I think that we are known for guys that could probably facilitate a really good time if we're out of town, but we can also it was an involuntary burp. We could we're also the guys that have all proven that we've ridden and will ride anywhere in this country to do so. Like I don't know anybody in this room right now, Jetty included, 100%, this motherfucker for sure, who hasn't showed up to an event and went all out and also has not ridden to that same event, right? Like we were talking about earlier, I was like, I don't know where all this like trailer content came from.
Take it easy.
But this dude's he's ridden to Daytona, Sturgis, and everything else in between. If he decides to do Daytona on a trailer one month, it's not because he's a bike trailer.
It doesn't justify
he's already
him.
done it.
Yeah.
He's done it so many times.
It's
And who the
because-
fuck wants to ride a goddamn Daytona?
It's
Nobody.
because Cody
Horrible.
was being a bitch.
I believe that.
And so, Sturgis, you and your dad did a fucking extended loop through Colorado one year. Like you've done Sturgis. Like the performance bagger scene has proven on this side of the Rockies has proven that we ride our bikes all over the country. And we've been doing it for 5 fucking years, and now we decide, or some of the guys decide to fuck Daytona. I'm just gonna trailer there, have a good time, and come home. And all of a sudden, like this is the year, like look at all these trailers coming to Daytona. It's like all from people in California that didn't even leave the state.
Fuck them guys.
Yeah, and a lot of those were dudes just from.
Was that the
different parts-
question, or I'm just?
But no, so,
You know what?
a lot of dudes-
I'd like for y'all to speak about it more big picture.
The
I know
trip-
that's like specific examples or recent events.
Well,
What was the original question again?
What would you kind of define as our scene?
Everything.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely in a
So-
buffet,
It's there's
Golden Corral.
There's
rubies.
I would say there's a mentality about putting down a bunch of miles. A lot of dudes don't probably do it as much as they wish they could, or as they probably should. But it's mostly a performance aesthetic. I think a lot of guys have bikes way overbuilt for what they do or what they need, which is fine. I'm not taking a shot, but there's definitely a performance, a keeping up with. There's definitely a trying to if I get my bike over this threshold, I'm in this fucking cool kids club. I feel like that's it's not a bad thing,
You'll never be cool.
but that's just what I feel like I see. It's that's the I don't know. There's
No, what you're saying is
I like what you were saying.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
there's
if I can speak on it, the scene is performance bikes, right? That's a growing scene right now that's taking over everywhere. That I think everybody's leaning towards, right?
yeah.
But there's a lot of people coming in that love it, that love what we do, but they don't do what we do. That I can't. I'm
I get there's
I'm
something
not the
about-
best with wording it right, but
Yeah.
like there's people coming in. It's the same. Like it's the same thing. Bitch, are you asleep?
He falls asleep at strip club.
My man. I don't know. I'm not the best at wording it right, but like there's what we do and what people building performance bikes do is totally different.
Yeah.
Like
I think
the scene is hot right now, so a lot of people are building performance bikes, but it's not the performance scene that we originally went for. You know, like we built bikes to ride. A lot of people are building bikes to show right now.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know.
I hate to drill down even further because it almost feels like you're going so far down like a LGBTQY, whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
But it's more purpose built. Like our things, it's mainly inspired by this, but we're doing.
Honestly, I know I like that word better than performance bikes.
It's
I
more
do. I love it too.
it's
I just
more
wish he was a
touring
cunt.
performance,
I know.
whatever
Yeah.
the fuck you want to call it. But I don't know. I think everybody means well. I think there's a lot of dudes in the same bucket, just kind of socially, whatever, looking for the same thing that they end up here. And I just don't think you have to put as much in your bike as you may think you have, as you may think you do, if you really want to get out and ride.
It's not even that. If you have it, fucking do it. If I had $100,000 to throw on a bike, I'd have a fucking decked out frame off build bike.
I guess
right?
I just don't. I don't
but-
see the trips and everything following up these bikes. I see a bunch of badass bikes, but I don't see these bikes doing these fucking epic trips that I'm following along with on Instagram because I'm stuck in my normal life routine. Right. But all of a sudden, I'm seeing these guys on these epic 2-week trips and these, you know, like I said, if you're doing it on your stock bike, that's awesome too. But I'm just not seeing as many trips as I would love. Throw your own hashtag, make something, dude. I'm probably following you. Throw in your story enough, I'm going to see it. And if I catch wind, you're going from one place to another. I'm in. You know how many people I've followed, Moose, just whatever. They're doing their own little trips, and they create a hashtag, and I literally follow it to this day.
Yeah.
Or I make a point to keep up. I get up in the morning, a couple things I check. How's that dude doing on his trip? I mean, those are the things I remember, and I just don't see as a fraction of those for what I see on these badass bikes being built that I would love to see more.
You know, one thing that stuck with me.
Explore, do your thing, dude.
You just said that about people following you on your trips or whatever. I would have never thought nothing about it, but I don't remember. I don't remember if we was hashtagging FASTLIFE crew or FASTLIFE trip. I don't remember what we was hashtagging, but we got to that dealership in Boston. The Harley dealership.
When we rode the bicycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a badass day. That
And
was
the
a
fucking
badass
the dude working there, he's like, yeah, man, I've been following y'all's trip. Like, it's been looking fun as fuck. I'm like, just, you know, random people you meet. Like, no, I don't think anybody followed him, but like, he was like, yeah, man, I've been following y'all's trip. It looks like it's fun as fuck. And like, you know, I do the same thing. You know,
Exactly.
Like you brought up Moose and shit. And like, I follow people on their trip. I'm like, fuck, how are they doing? Did they break down? Or did
Exactly.
they make it?
Exactly.
Did they
You
fucking,
kinda live
where are
and
they
die
at?
with
You
it
know,
as
I'm
they're
like,
on the road.
Because I know how it is. You know, when you make it to your fucking destination, you're fucking stoked. You know, you're like, fuck yeah, fucking
Yeah,
made it.
that's the way I live. Is I've only got so
support too.
I've only got so much time to travel. So if there's other people doing it, well, I can't. I'm living vicariously, or whatever the saying is, through you. I love it. I love it. Not in a jealous way. I'm happy for you. I'm pulling for you. You break down. You need something. I may be able to send you $40 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it. I'm living with you.
Yeah.
So same thing. If we can provide that to people, that's awesome. But what I'm saying, not in a hateful way, is I don't see a bunch of these other trips going along where I'm like, I'm following this guy and this dude's doing this. I see a ton of bikes, immaculate bikes, way cooler than what I have.
Let me ruffle some feathers real quick.
I'm not trying to hate, but I would love to see these fucking bikes out on the road more. I know,
This whole thing,
I love your vibes.
this whole thing from day one, when me and Jetty, actually, I'm glad you're here. When me and Jetty rolled my Dyna, or my FXR, and my first performance bagger, which
Yeah.
The white one.
The
white one, Jetty rode it. I rode my FXR. We rode that to fucking Daytona. Our first Daytona experience. That's the only one I've had so far. You've been 2 more times since I have.
Correct.
We hated it.
Yeah.
But we had a fucking blast with the people.
The people we were with.
Yeah. We had a blast with Jeremy from Lucky Strike, and we had a blast with Jeremy from fucking Houston.
Yeah.
Great time with Jeremy. I wish I've got so many great stories with Jeremy from Houston that I wish I found a way to kind of exploit him through this podcast because he's a fucking amazing dude. But also, Scooter Steve, good times with him, right? We rode these bikes to Daytona. We tried to camp. That was a fucking horrible experience. We got so cold that we ended up crashing in the house with Jeremy from Lucky Strike,
Right.
and Steve. And that was also at the beginning of this whole podcast thing that's been going on, right? I was only doing this podcast for
2018.
Yeah, I'd only been doing this podcast for like 2 months at that point in time.
Yeah.
At the time, we went to Daytona on these bikes. Like, we were pretty rare. We were the only ones there, right?
Correct.
There was a East Coasting crew there. I saw them ripping wheelies around. But the East Coasting guys were there. There was a couple of wheelie guys going on, but there was such a small group. I have no idea what it looks like today. But at the time, me and Jetty pulled up on these bikes. Nobody else had bikes like this. We were the only ones, right? And we didn't, I had a good time with the people, not so much the event.
What was Jeremy and them riding?
Jeremy had a 21 Street Glide, and then
Yeah, street line. Yeah.
and
21.
then 21 or 23, something like that.
Big
Oh,
wheel.
you're talking
Big
about
wheel.
Wheel. Oh, you
Yeah.
It
talking
wasn't like 26, but it was like
But
in
it's
there.
the-
I thought you were just talking about year. I was like,
But
No.
Steve had
What was the
a soft tail, clean ass soft tail, super nice, like Dirty Birds or Dirty Tail.
Cholos.
What
Yeah.
is
Oh,
blue?
hell yeah.
Blue,
It's blue,
and silver?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but nobody was.
Nobody had T-bars and
No.
fucking, yeah.
Nobody.
No, it was kind of like the oddball out
FXR.
when we was there.
I mean, I'm sure there's some FXRs there, but not like done up like
I didn't
yours.
see one.
No.
We tried to camp, and I mean, the campsite we were at, like there was a biker presence there, but it was not like what I had experienced at Sturgis. Definitely wasn't what we had. We hadn't done the camp out yet, so
Right.
I'm going off giddy up vibes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was kind of a learning curve. Like I had done giddy up and Sturgis before, and I just assumed that all bike events had this camp out vibe. And so we went there, and we were like met with like,
Hostility versus
not hostility, just like
inclusiveness?
No.
not
I mean,
not compatibility.
Not welcome.
Compatibility. That's probably
Yeah.
a good word.
It wasn't.
I find it interesting because so there's like a 5-year window now, right? Or into 5 years. And I feel like most people, for the most part, have found themselves a part of the scene in that window, right? So in that window, something has happened or something has changed, something has transpired in the person's life to change them over, or what their perspective is, or how they want to, approach life, or whatever it is. And that's a question that I find interesting with almost everybody I speak with, who's now quote unquote in scene, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm one, just like all y'all are one, that came from and started from, did something, not this, previously. And I find it fucking entertaining and interesting, and just understanding kind of that journey, because it's, as much as we feel like this is like, we're ingrained in it, we've been in this shit, we've been doing this,
No.
it's so...
Yeah.
It's still in such like an infant stage, you know what I'm saying? That like it's just now, just barely now, that you're starting to see some of those guys with like the fuck you money come through to like penetrate what is quote unquote the scene, right? And those are the same guys that went from old choppers, the fucking Jesse James choppers, to the big wheel
wheels.
choppers, to the real big wheel. Like, they've just been jumping, right? They've been seen chasing, in a
Whatever's
sense.
popular at the time.
Exactly. So now that this is popping and we're in our 5th year of doing it, it's interesting to see what that the scene is. And it's one of those things that I personally love hearing everybody's story, because everybody comes from a totally different perspective, a totally different way of discovering this, and like in it's regional too. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how we talk about everything kind of starts west and it pushes east, right? Yeah. So there's a difference in this, in the fact that like this has existed in the West for a long period of time, but it has been like a virus east of the Rockies over these last 5 years that has just infected the whole rest of the country. And it's it's super gnarly to see how that's actually occurred and like the ramifications of that infection, because some of these cats, like, they didn't have any exposure whatsoever to this until suddenly they did.
Yeah.
Right. And then it became whatever it is to them at that point in time. And that's like, it's such a cool question to explore for everybody, because it's a different fucking answer for everybody. And the scene for us here is totally different than the scene for the cats in Ohio, or the scene for the guys in fucking DC area, or the scene in South Dakota. It's all different. And it's interesting to actually kind of unwrap that a little bit.
One of the weird questions I've been kind of wrapped up in with certain conversations I've had is it's a weird question, but I'm asking this to you guys and listeners. This podcast started in 2018. I wouldn't ask, do you think the scene grows to where it is without the podcast? I wouldn't ask that question, but do you think that it would have the traction across the country if it was just a grassroots thing that only happened through social media?
I don't think so at all. I mean, you had a lot of influence on a lot of people.
Not me, just the podcast in general. You know?
But I mean, you are
if you didn't have the podcast,
you are the
you wouldn't-
podcast. So I mean, you had a lot of influence on a
I mean,
lot
I'm
of
not
people.
trying to pump your dick up there.
Yeah, exactly.
By any means.
I'm not
Like-
trying to stroke you off, but
Like,
Somebody has to.
The-
I'm not trying to pump your dick up at all. I
Yeah.
mean, you are okay, but you know, it's the people you have on here. But
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like the people that come on here are the best representatives of all the different scenes and vibes and things like that. But at the same time, I don't know.
you know what I want to say about the whole thing is the term.
Yeah.
The term performance baggers is the term I hate the worst when we talk about this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
what is the term?
Because we don't
I
have
don't-
baggers.
Yeah. Well, not that, but like when you say performance baggers, like there's a fucking variety of them, right? There's 100,000 things. But our term for it is, I feel like our term, I mean, call my bike's not a bagger, but
Or performance.
Purpose built.
and I hate to say that's the best term for it, but that guy's a queer, so I mean, like
That was a little loud.
fucking we build bikes to ride. And you say performance bagger, like, oh, well, I got a fucking 128 turbo. I'll drag race you all day. No, queer, you're not looking at the same.
You can't keep saying that.
You're
Well, to what you're saying
cut
though,
me off.
Transgender.
to what you're saying though is, I think I mentioned it earlier before we got on the mics. It's super weird when you spend a whole 5 years riding bikes across country, doing all the shit that we've done, having the pictures to prove it, and you know the fact that like so many people are just getting into this world and they click on your page and my page and things like that, and they're like, oh, see, you guys are into this too. I'm like, whoa, calm down, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, you're new here.
Retrace, motherfucker.
I get it, you're new here. But I guarantee you the guy that inspired you to be here was inspired by either me or somebody who was on this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
So calm the fuck down.
There's
with all
always
your-
somebody before you. Always.
So back to the original question, as far as would the scene still be here without the podcast? Just for the sake of not sounding like a total homer, because we're such good friends, I'm gonna say yeah, it would have been. It would have gone its own way because it all started from California, yada yada yada. But the podcast, in my opinion, is done. It's given a familiarity.
It's provided
to
a
some-
voice.
and
See.
and an intimacy, that's probably not the right word, to so many brands and shops, to guys that, like I said, that listen in their garage, that listen on the way to work, that listen while they're grinding away at work, that listen, and all of a sudden they feel like, and I was one of those dudes, so I know I've heard your story 1,000 times. I've made jokes about it, but it's been serious. There's been bike nights where I didn't even fucking talk to you because I listened to like 2 podcasts that day, and I was like, I'm so fucking tired of hearing you talk. There's nothing you can say that you can surprise me with. So I would just talk to other people. But it's one of those things where the shops and the brands and these people that they get to know through the podcast. Yeah, man, it's one of those things where it's been a huge help, in my opinion, because it's made everybody. I feel like that's one of the things where you see Boosted Brad at a show, or insert the name, and you feel like, hey man, I can go. You feel even cooler about going and talking to them, or write about it because you've heard them on there, and you feel like you kind of know them. Like,
well, if you go listen to that Boosted Brad podcast we did, which is early deep cuts, then you would know the next day the bike that I had in his garage got stolen, and it was his bike. I was riding.
We already brought it up. He made a comment earlier. You didn't hear it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
yes,
I did.
I got 2 questions.
Okay.
2 questions.
The insurance paid for it. It's fine.
All right. So, yeah.
I paid the deductible.
we know.
It wasn't
He
that
paid
much.
the
It was
deductible.
$500. I got out lucky.
Damn, you got good insurance.
I do think the podcast has
All right.
helped make the industry and the whole scene feel smaller and more welcoming to everybody. Whether it's the dude that knows nobody, that bought his first street bob and is putting on his air cleaner in his garage and finds this, to the shops in California that know this. I feel like it's made everything smaller. We're all more connected because of it. So
let me say this. Let me say, how many people do you think would fuck with the brands that we fucked with? Simpson, Lexin is the 2 off the top of my list. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for this podcast or this scene, either way. And then my second one is, how long do you think this scene will last?
It's going to be around for a while.
So, one quick thing. I think to kind of jump on one of those about
to the first question, fucking a bunch, because whether we sold them or not, they're both solid fucking products that don't need us, honestly. That would be here with or without us.
But how many fucking Hell Yeah brothers are running around wearing Simpsons?
yeah,
they're fucking morons.
Or wearing fucking Lexins.
Yeah,
straight up, like I do feel like, and I will
This
take.
scene has promoted Lexins and Simpsons and fucking T-Max.
I will take
and all
100% credit. I'll take 85% credit in the fact that we helped Simpson cross
thresholds.
Correct.
Yeah.
We helped them cross. They have a great product that works out well. It looks cool, and we help familiarize that product with other demographics, and that's why our
Exactly.
relationship with Simpson has done so well.
That's
not
kinda what I was
not to mention the fact that they have a great product and they are the raddest fucking helmet company in the world.
Absolutely. By far.
Now, Lexin
I wore Simpsons racing dirt track.
Lexin was
Simpsons.
a brand that we got on later with our podcast, but they really provided a different opportunity for us to enjoy what it is to be on a bike, because honestly, this guy sitting next to me came to me because he wanted to find a way to put a stereo on his bike.
That's good.
Shut the fuck up. That is correct. On a 2018 Rogue Life, that is 100% fact.
That timetable sounds right.
That 100% fact. I just wanted a radio.
So-
I just wanted a radio. I just wanted to ride.
It didn't come with a radio?
It did, but it wasn't loud enough. So at that time,
It wasn't
I was
rednecks
fucking-
and paychecks loud enough.
That is correct. So at that time, I was talking to Jace, and he's like,
And I said, hey, I got a guy in the Fort Worth that does hell yeah, brother shit. I'll take you to this.
At that time, though,
Lucky
he
seven.
was still kind of in that crossover himself.
I was heavily
was,
crossed
for
over.
No,
sure.
I'm saying he was too. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That cross
Because that
so
was
it's
my-
not such a far reach for you to make that inquiry. Is what
no,
I'm saying.
because
It wasn't, yeah.
if you were to
it
make
was-
it today, you'd be a fool. But if you at that time there
no,
was
because that
there
was
some
my first
overlap
bike.
there. Yeah,
So I'll always, first Harley, I put
Yeah.
it that way.
Yeah.
First Harley, I just wanted something louder, fucking, and then
The problem is, like, everything that we love, and me as the ambassador, I'm not the best ambassador, because I'm much more brash with things. I'm like, oh, you want that? That's fucking gay as AIDS. Like, as some dude walks in my shop, he comes to my shop day one, like, hey, I follow you on Instagram. I want to do a stereo on my bike. And I'm like, why? Get a no.
First of all,
no.
bitch, I never followed you on Instagram. Calm the fuck down.
I'm not talking about you in this
Okay,
situation.
okay,
I'm
okay.
talking about like other
You
people.
still don't follow him.
Hey, speaking of that, fuck that dude. He just started following me like fucking 2 months ago.
You've got a new fucking page.
That's correct.
He does?
I apologize.
Oh, I didn't.
I followed him when I gave him the nickname that should still be here today, which is called Black
Black
Jetty.
Jetty.
What you mean? he got a
Apparently,
new
Black
page?
Jetty is his old relationship.
Okay.
He's a new man now after he went through some ringers and shit.
I get it.
After he found a wife at the FASTLIFE Campout 4.
Everybody goes through transitions in life.
It's a great transition.
Respect.
Like pushing this thing, like when I talk about on this podcast about like finding something that meant something to me as a biker, right? And you come on a podcast, you talk about it. Everybody thinks like, oh, Jace is he's selling a brand, he's selling an idea, he's selling this. Like, no. I've been riding bikes for 15 years at the time, and I found something I loved.
Right.
I love this. This made me so fucking happy. Giddy up, camping, riding bikes, partying, drinking beers around a campfire, having a good time. Not swinging dicks and who's got a better bike and who has more money. Like just fucking everybody's equal around a campfire. I love that, and I feel like that is like that's purgatory. That's fucking happiness to me as a biker, right?
I don't think you know what purgatory means. Purgatory is the spot you go to between heaven and hell, where it's like an ultimate like limbo.
Yeah, it's a good place to be.
I don't know.
You decide
I'd rather
that
be
you're
in heaven.
there.
Like,
You decide
that's
you want to
what
go
sounds like
fucking
Michael
like
Evans
you know
to
do
me.
this or that.
It's the waiting room in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's not cool. Like you don't want to go to purgatory, dude. You want to go to heaven.
I've been to purgatory. That's nice tits.
Anyway, Captain Correction over here.
Got him.
No, but okay, so let's go with my second question.
Okay.
Is it here forever or no?
Performance
Nothing's
bikes
here forever.
are here for a while, but the variations and the deviants, or what does the CDC say? The variants of this is going to change. We've already look. Everything being a super arrogant cunt right now for all you motherfuckers out there that hate me. This is fuel for you to hate me.
Talk shit, get hit.
Everything that's taken place in the last 2 years, we talked about in 2018 on this podcast. I swear to God, I'm Nostradamus on this motherfucker. Negrodamus. I predicted all the shit that was going to happen with this performance bagger scene, how it's going to change, what was going to come into play, and how that was going to affect. And now we're sitting at a part that I talked about in these podcasts about how money's going to come into play, and then the real conundrum is going to come into play. How do you
dial it back?
when all the guys that are enthusiasts and all the money guys come to fuck? How does it work? How does it go? What happens? Now what happens is when the conversation is not like we go to a bike show and that's what decides who's better or not.
No, that's not it.
You don't want that. You want the fact to be like some dudes that have money that can build a badass bike are going to bring it to the same place and stage that some dude that just rode his bike across country are going to put in the same place, and they're not going to matter.
That's where it shouldn't matter.
Right? Because at the same time, let's say the guy that built the bike and paid all the money is there, but the guy that built the bike and rode it is there as well. Why is the guy that rode it not as cool as the guy that just paid money? Right? So
He's cooler.
no, like it boils down to this. It's like, don't, as the guy that spent the money on the bikes, don't put yourself in this position to judge yourself against that guy. Like,
Absolutely.
you're here to hang out and enjoy motorcycles together, not to,
Well, number one, don't judge.
yeah.
Don't fucking judge.
Well, here's the other thing too. It's important.
Get up, bitch.
It's important to have your own self-value and your own self-worth.
Yeah.
And surround yourself with people that actually are on a similar playing field. if you are basing your entire worth or value on essentially what the others say, quote unquote, or the show tells you, whatever it may be, then you're probably a little bit hollow to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have the ability to have the wherewithal
it's the hollowness
to
that we talked
understand
about. Yeah.
that you're not defined by your machine, right? You're not defined by going to a particular location or whatever. You need to be more than that. It needs to be one of your assets, if you will. But you have to be so much more than that. You have to be the person that happens to ride the machine, and the person is really what separates.
I think
that's what I want to fucking promote.
What we're looking for more in our industry, or I'm not in the industry.
The people
in the scene, like we're looking for more better character and people than we are looking for fucking cool bikes.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Ben, right? I met Ben, Australian Ben. I met him through a helmet special I did where I did 5 helmets. And he bought one of those. No, it wasn't flames. It was all the same design,
Phoenix
different colors. Ben wanted one. He did one. And then I still never paid as much attention. You know, it was just another guy that bought a helmet. You know, unfortunately, I sell a lot of them. But then he reached out again, and we started conversing more. And he was like, you know, not interesting Ben. He was like talking about how, like, oh, man, you know, I shoot photos too, and we kind of connected on that level. And then he had another helmet done right before the Polar Ride last year, which you and your dad came on and things like that. Right. And he came in. I did a flame helmet for him, and he picked it up like 2 weeks before that Polar Ride. Yep. And I finally got to meet the guy, and I was like, hell yeah, dude, that's cool. Like, that's the problem with like me painting helmets. Like, I get messages from people all over the world. I have no idea who the fuck they are. And I'm not trying to like, I treat them all the same. Like, hey, like, you want a helmet, this is what it is, blah, 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 blah. If you end up being the fucking king of France or some shit like that, like, wow, awesome. I never would have known because I'm treating everybody the same, right? When I met him and he came in the shop, I remember Sax was here. We had actually, when he came here, there's a carbon fiber Ghost Bandit right there that's his. He left here the day he picked up his other helmet. I have 2 helmets that are Ben's that are just sitting in my shop that I'm just like holding for him for whatever.
Where'd those beers just go?
So when Ben came to the Polar Ride, right? Who the fuck expected Ben to be who Ben was at the Polar Ride? You guys remember Ben from the Polar Ride?
He was a great asset.
Like, Ben came to the Polar Ride. He got slapped by some chicks. Remember that?
Oh, no. I don't.
I wasn't there.
Remember when, like
Will Smith her if I'd have seen it.
So Ben comes to the Polar Ride, and Ben was, like, going hard as fuck at the first bar.
Oh, yeah. He bought a lot of shots.
We were doing shots. We were having a good time. And then all of a sudden, we were all standing outside the bar. But the sun was still out. And, like, Ben was just leaning into it, right? And he gets slapped by this chick that was at the bar. And he's laughing the whole time, like, as he gets slapped, blah, blah, blah. And then Ben comes back to go talk to us. And he goes, I wouldn't fuck you with my friend's dicks.
You did?
And that's why he got slapped.
I don't remember that.
It was a good time.
You fucking cunt. Is what he said.
Yeah, Ben at the first Polar Ride was epic. That was epic, Ben.
Oh. That first bar.
Ben's always epic.
That's the one he got slapped at.
I love Ben.
Do we have any idea if he's going to make it to Campout this year?
I'm not asking.
Trying hard.
I doubt it.
It's probably not. Probably not. Don't expect him.
We'll miss that motherfucker, man. We were supposed to get koala bear tattoos in Daytona. We didn't do it.
Shocker.
Daytona was rough.
It was rough.
Well,
But
on Daytona, like, you know what, we got to wrap this up.
Oh,
I want to do
fuck
the
Daytona.
Patreon shit. I want to figure out this
We've
live.
already transitioned.
we're close
to
enough
Patreon.
to you got to do your advertisement shit.
Yeah.
So shut this shit
We
off.
ain't doing nothing else.
We're gonna take a interlude, and then we're gonna
Fuck your mom.
I'm gonna reintroduce it on Patreon.
FASTLIFE, Campout,
Bitch.
5
You said you stayed
podcasts.
15 minutes.
I was supposed to stay 15 minutes.
Bro, where's the rest of the beer go?
Jetty. We need one.